Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and niggas talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast. I'm spitting all over this mic. Jeez. Listen, this is the home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your, I am your co-host.
The show's over already?
Right.
No, that was all right. Have a good one, y'all.
Yeah, right.
We'll
see y'all later. Have a great night. Peace. Listen, fellas, I'm full of words and I need to get them out. There's so much to talk about this game. I am stoked right now, bro. Like, I don't know why I chose the word stoked, but stoked is like, it's beyond exciting.
That's a 40-year-old word.
Yeah, it is.
That is.
It's
Mel
a very
wouldn't
old
say it
word.
yet. I might say it, but Mel
you
not
gotta
till,
wait
not till later.
Not till later. What's going on, fellas? How was your week?
I'm frustrated, man.
You frustrated?
I'm frustrated.
Why?
I'm frustrated.
What is there to be frustrated about? We about to get a big win on Sunday.
I'm frustrated about this game, man. They taking the fun out of it, man.
How so?
All week, Lamar versus Josh. I was like, they're taking the fun out of the game, man. Like, I want to come up, like, we're going to see an amazing game.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing, but all I'm going to think about is who's better? Who's going to win? Like, that's all I'm thinking about right now, and they ruin it for me.
Let me ask you this, though. If Josh and Lamar just decide not to show up, would it be the same?
Heck no.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the must-see TV version. That's why everybody's Josh. Everybody else is like the Pips.
No, but
everybody else is the Temptations. without David Ruffin. That's everybody else.
Right.
Everybody else is the Blue Notes and No Harold Melvin. That's what this is. So I mean, I know what you're saying because I think you're the same way as I am when all they talk about is the MVP. I'm so tired of hearing about that BS.
Yeah.
It's the same, but you know, I get you. I know what you're saying.
Because like last year when we went against Pat Mahomes and KC, it was not about Pat versus Josh like this. You know what I'm saying? Going into like that was not what everybody was talking about all week. Like every time I turn on any type of sports show, Lamar this, Josh that, Lamar this. Like I'm like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's just in their minds, what else is there this weekend happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, what other games does anybody care about? You know, like the fact that there was such a huge debate over Lamar Jackson going for a three-peat and Josh Allen winning his first. Two big accomplishments for either quarterback, whoever ends up getting it. Mm-hmm. And then that folds over into, oh, by the way, they're going head-to-head again this season, round 2 of this fight, right? Yeah. But here's what I think gets on my nerves about it, because I agree with you. I think it's extremely annoying, right? But we're in that day and age where I'm failing to think of a good term for it, so I'll just call it Karen culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where we don't like something, we gotta hate it.
Yes.
You know, we can't just disagree with somebody. We gotta hate the point and the person.
That's what it is.
And then we gotta build a mob to go and attack this person online and all. You know what I'm saying? Like yes. I'm waiting for Aaron to pop in the chat.
Yes.
Cause he been popping up in the comments. He already told me I don't do my homework when he watched the film review show. I mean, at least he watched it. But that's the day and age, fellas.
You just said how I felt. You said it. You said it. Like they're forcing me to not like Lamar. They're forcing me to hate on him. Right. Yeah. Like I don't like it, man. Like the one thing I will say though that I appreciate, and it's not just us. Like it's on the national media. I watched Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, and Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. They actually said the question was who has more to lose, and they all picked Lamar. But they said, listen, and it kind of gave me like. Thank you. They said, listen, the 13-second games, he said, nobody blamed Josh Allen. He said, why? Because we saw what that man did. Yep. We saw what he did. We saw how he rises in the playoffs. So, like, it's never a question if the Bills lose. You ain't going to say Josh Allen at all because we know what he does.
Right.
They said, when have you ever seen Lamar rise up to the occasion? Right? So he said that's why if he loses, it's more on him because we've never seen it.
Yeah.
And because he has all these accolades. So I think I appreciate the nod that they realize that Josh is that dude in the playoffs.
Yep.
But, yeah, man, again, but like you said, you said how it was feeling. Like, they're making it to be like where I have to hate Lamar or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as fun.
Yeah. I think the fact that Lamar Jackson has yet to have that kind of a game in the playoffs. I mean, even the game for the Ravens last week was kind of like, you know, what? Yeah, Lamar ran, but it was like any quarterback with that speed and agility can do that. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that Lamar Jackson is regular, but I want to see Lamar Jackson have a 13 seconds game, have a Josh Allen-esque game in the playoffs where people are like, man, he should have won it, or man, he beat the Chiefs at home. Like, we talk about Joe Burrow in that fashion because he went to war with Mahomes. Josh Allen went to war with Mahomes and showed that they could keep up, right? And part of the reason I get so pissed off about this discussion and people saying that, well, Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen and Lamar's numbers, blah, 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 blah. Listen, for us to sit here and pretend that the Ravens have not had a better roster every year of Josh Allen's career is asinine. And that's no disrespect to anything that we've built here, but we've built our team with the identity of Josh and Josh's help. You know what I'm saying? We will build what Josh needs to succeed.
Video's out.
Huh?
Video's out.
Oh my gosh. All right. We got to back out. One second, real quick.
Can you still hear us?
And okay. All right. So
go ahead,
sorry
Key.
about that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, Mark said, all right, it's time to get a beer and some of that Reed's tea and get ready for this game on Sunday.
Yes, sir. What'd he say before that, though?
I ain't pulled it up. Hold on 1 second. I had to close it up. Hold on one moment. What did you say before that? Let me see.
You talking about Mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd he say before that?
I don't have anything before that.
He said, shh.
Oh, you mean the first word. Sheet. S-H-E-E-T. Literally, sheets.
Yeah, so, you know, like the point about Lamar is, and I kind of made this point in the last episode. When
Tommy's band.
Huh?
Tommy's band.
Enough of this Bills versus Ravens.
Hey, Tom, I feel you, dog. I feel you, man.
No, you didn't hear the second part.
Hey,
you didn't hear the second
You
part.
hear the second part?
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, at least we read the comments.
Finish that. Oh, man. Dang. Burn that.
I'm joking.
The views expressed on this show are not representative of everybody on the show. No, Tommy said.
Wait, so you know why I said that? No, okay, so
I do, and that's why I put the disclaimer out there.
Right.
I am not in it. My name's Bennett.
I'm joking when I say that. I mean, come on, seriously, they've already addressed it. So anyway, so Tommy went at Buffalo Fanatic's neck, Rico and well, I think it was primarily Rico, but he said that they don't appreciate their viewers and their fans because he don't read the comments, blah blah blah. So you know that whole back and forth with them. So that's where the joke came from. Yeah, right, exactly, Roy. Tommy and Rico are really best friends forever. But I think they do stuff. You know what it is? Like the whole Tommy and Rico thing is like a rap battle back in the 90s. Like you did it so that you could sell records. Like, that's why you do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You go to war. You call each other and agree. Like, yo, man, I've been going for a minute. I need somebody to go up against. You with it? Yeah, I'm with it. All right. Tupac and Biggie, here we come. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of deal. But yeah,
Nah,
Key.
we ain't got no beef. Ain't no beef over here, Lord.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean,
No, she ain't talking about us. She's talking about them. She likes it.
I hope we get invited to go back and hang with Rico for the draft
After
again.
you just
was,
said that, you
was
done,
great.
B.
Yeah, you
I'm
probably,
going, but
I'm never
you
gonna
stuck.
call.
You gonna be here now?
Especially Z-Bot was ready to fight. He was
Really?
he did. So somebody posed this Tommy in the comments of the first show that they addressed Tommy in, and but when they came into the chat of Rico and Z-Bot, they posed this Tommy. And so Z-Bot is seeing, he's in the chat right now. Let's call him up. Let's call him up. Let's talk to him right now. Let's get him on the show right now. Like, bro, calm down. Calm down.
He was piped up. He
Yeah.
was ready. He was teed up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So-
that's he actually, I don't know if that's where you found us or whatever, but yeah, Rico, he's solid.
Yeah,
He's solid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Listen, I got none but love and respect for Rico. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I really hope we get invited back for the draft. That was fun last year, and I'd love to do it again. But that's enough. It was just a joke, really.
Yeah, no.
You take it that serious. but oh my gosh, my video keeps going out. What is Okay, hold on.
This is
Hold
gonna be
on,
an all
hold on. I'm
audio
about to fix
edition.
it. Can I finish my Lamar Jackson point?
I think so.
Okay, so really quick, and then we'll move on. I promise. So, Vu said, "Who the is Tommy?" All right. Okay. Tell me what you guys think about this thought process on Lamar. If Mahomes is at the top, right, and the only guy to have gotten past Mahomes is Burrow, then technically Burrow should be number 2 on the list. He's the only guy that's been to a Super Bowl from the AFC, not named Mahomes, right? And then after that, you got to include the guy who has actually beaten Mahomes in the regular season. Lamar's never done that, right? On top of that, we know how Josh performs in the playoffs. On top of that, Lamar has never beaten Josh in the playoffs. They've gone head-to-head before. So Lamar, by stature and accomplishment, minus the hardware, right? Because we've already seen, like, the voting process for the MVP is faulty to begin with. If we're saying that the guy who's voted first team All-Pro always ends up being MVP, there's a bias, especially when it's happened for 10 years straight. There's a bias there, and there's no denying that. So when you think about the tiers of quarterbacks right now and you're thinking about what they've accomplished in their career, if the goal for every team is to win Super Bowls, then that's how you should define their careers. And when you're talking about, you can include MVPs and stuff like that in Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? But when it comes to comparing a quarterback to another quarterback, how many wins did he have? How many Super Bowl rings does he have? You know what I'm saying? That MVPs is one of the last things you go to, unless you're talking about a Hall of Fame vote. So in my mind, until Lamar Jackson can beat Josh or Burrow or Mahomes in the playoffs, or if he can have a 13 seconds as game, until he can get to that level, he's still going to be number 4. He's still going to be the little brother of Josh and Burrow and Mahomes. He's still going to be clawing his way up that mountain. That just is what it is. If you want to bring the MVPs into the conversation, I mean, what do MVPs mean if you don't win a Super Bowl the same year? It means nothing, right? You did all that work. You got all those stats. You got the accolades for what? To go sit at home and watch Mahomes go get a Super Bowl MVP. So, that's my whole deal with, when it comes to the Lamar Jackson deal. And all I've been saying to everybody who wants to come at me and come at my neck for my takes on Lamar or me saying that I think the Bills are going to win on Sunday. Let's just see the game play out. Like, for everybody that's going to jump in this chat going forward, let's just see what happens on Sunday. Because I ain't finna talk stuff about Lamar Jackson and then we get blasted and now I got egg on my face. Let's just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And here's the deal. This is my hot take for this show. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game convincingly. Based on everything I've seen, I think it's going to be a convincing win. And when I say convincing, I mean at least 10 points. At least. So
I'll take it as long as they don't play Mr. Brightside.
You know that's going. If they up by 10 in the fourth,
they have to play Mr. Brightside.
I'm about to have my earbuds.
Wait,
in.
that's mandatory now?
They have to play that.
Yeah,
Hold on. Did y'all see the clip of the Broncos game when they played it?
I think I fast forwarded through it.
Dude,
I saw it.
that's right.
I can't stand it.
It's something about having all them fans all in sync at one time, bro.
You know what I really hate about it though. I every time we go to Bill Stadium, it's dated music. It's old music. That song is like 10 years old. Yeah. And they play it, people pump it and sing it like it's current. And I'm like, you listen to like Philly and New York, and they already talk about we ain't got no music in Buffalo. They already talk about Buffalo ain't got nothing but horses and boogies. Yeah. Why can't we be current? Why we got 20? I'm old now. We got 20-year-old dudes, 21-year-old dudes on the team. From Miami, from Texas, play something that they can really bop to. Yeah. For real, because it's funny because I'm gonna take this to basketball just for a second, but DeAndre Jordan, you know who that is from the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, they said he's not listening to Serbian folk music, he's listening to Many Men by 50 Cent. Dang. So why do I say it? Because usually European, they're behind. So to them that song is hip, it's hot. Right. But for us, it's like that's way back. But the point is, the people, you got to have a pulse to the people on the field too, because you're trying to pump them up. You're trying to pump up everybody. Right. And I'm not really trying to hear Metallica and stuff from way back when all the time. Right. You can mix it in. Right. When the mood hits.
Are you not a rock fan?
No, I'm not. But I don't mind.
I think that might have something.
No, I don't mind it. But the thing is, like when you go and you listen to nothing else but that, it's like, okay, that song was when I was 10. That song is, and people would dance around Cotton Eye Joe. It's like Cotton Eye Joe. I was like 8, 9.
With this chord,
we out.
Yeah, again. This is crazy. Keep going.
Okay, so
Okay, so as a DJ, Key, I feel you, bro. Because like when you DJ in a party, like you got to hit everybody. You just can't play what you want to. Current.
Right, you don't.
It's all like the old school stuff, but like mixing some a little new, a little current stuff in there.
Like they come out
Mix
with
it up a little bit.
I want to know if people know what the song is that they play when they come out. Not the Benny song. The dun, 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 dun. I want to know if they know that's really what the name of that song is. Because if they knew, they wouldn't like it no more.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's like, we have an image, we have a perception, and a lot of it when people come in from other places, you want to shift them there. You want to be like, yo, I ain't know Buffalo was like that. Right. I ain't know, we went to Edinburgh. Right. I didn't know Edinburgh was like that. It was popping. They told us there was like 50 black people there. We got there's like it might be 53 black people, but it was cool. Right. So I mean, I think that's how I would love the shift of the crowd experience, especially in a new stadium.
Yeah. Real quick, Vu sent us a super chat.
Okay, Vu.
31-17, Bills Coach D's corner showed me the path to victory. Yo, if y'all have not gone and watched that episode yet, everything you need to know about how the Buffalo Bills can beat the Ravens is in that episode. We covered it all. And really what it comes down to, fellas, and I'll get your opinions on this. So I narrowed it down to, 2 things. And we touched on a bunch of different areas on those 2 topics, but the first topic is you have to stop Henry in a very specific way. And you have to rush Lamar Jackson in a very specific way. Are there any other areas in your mind that are available for a Ravens offense that looks like it's going to be without Zay Flowers for this game? He's listed as doubtful right now. He's missed 2 practices. So usually with that grade of a knee sprain, probably not going to play.
The way my knee is swollen right now, I don't think he's going to play.
Jeez.
Even
No,
though it's
my
a
knee
big
is bad,
game,
too.
like, would you think he'll try to force it?
Nah, they don't need to. They don't need to. I mean, you think about it like this.
Wait, why do you say they don't need to?
Force Zay Flowers to play?
Yeah.
No, they don't need to. Because they're built to play against our kind of defense without Zay Flowers. I mean, if you run a 12 or 21 or a heavy jumbo set, the Bills have, what did I see? I think I saw a stat that said the Bills run the nickel it's like 82% of the time. That's more than double the league average. Way more than double the league average. The league average is like 35%. So that tells you the Bills do not want to come out of that nickel. And that plays to the strength of what the Ravens want to do. You got what's his name? Pat Ricard, 300 pounds. He's really like a guard. Let's call it what it is. He's a defensive tackle on the roster and a guard. What is Gilliam? 235, 240 maybe?
He's 240.
Yeah. So 300, blocking for James Cook. 240, running H-back roll. Now
Well,
you talk about they got the twin set.
Mhm.
You got 2 tight ends. It's another 250. You got Derrick Henry. It's another 250. Is Dorian Williams going to see the field? Because
Yes.
my thought process is this: they're going to be looking for Matt Milano. They're going to be looking for Taron Johnson. They're going to say, "Stop us." That's the way I think that they're going to attack this thing. And if you look at the next gen metrics, Derrick Henry is the most efficient running back in the league, and that's based on how many yards does he run when he's running yardage. In other words, is he north and south? Does he dance around a lot? Does he go side to side? Whatever the case may be. And he goes north and south. So that means he ain't waiting for a hole. He's just going to hit something, whether it's a person or a crease. He doesn't care. And so that lends to Ed Oliver. That lends to Daquan Jones waking up this year. That lends to Greg Rousseau doing what he's been doing. That lends to somebody doing their job on the outside of Groot and other Von Miller on the other side. Now, how do you mitigate that? You mitigate that with the monstrous offensive line they got on their side. Now, Lamar Jackson doesn't care to be outside the pocket. He doesn't care to scramble. He actually would rather throw from the pocket because it's so easy for him this year. It's wide open, almost Joe Brady-esque. If you look at his numbers at EPA, he's top 3 or 4 in EPA, and I don't even know how to explain it, but I saw this, thought it was weird because Lamar Jackson is top EPA, not rush versus rush. Who cares? He's still one of the top quarterbacks in the league and earned points average, whatever the hell that is. So I think for them, if they can be compact, then that's what they want to do. They want to be compact and bruise us. They want to tear us limb from limb.
So,
Go ahead.
I'm glad you made that point. Now, I went back from the last playoff game, and I know that's a long time.
Do it.
Last time.
Mm-hmm.
But in that game, do you know they took Taron Johnson off the field and put in A.J. Klein?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't remember who the running back was, but it wasn't Derrick Henry. But whoever it was, they had a good running attack. So, which is weirdly, they played nickel 40% of the time, and they did the 4-3 the rest of the percent of the time. Right? So this is Sean McDermott and Leslie Frazier back then.
Yep.
And they wasn't even worried about Derrick Henry.
Right.
So in my mind, again, I still think that starting, you'll see it, but I think you'll see a lot of Dorian Williams this game.
Yeah.
It was J.K. Dobbins was a running back at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was young too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was still quick and fast and all that great stuff. Listen, the not only did they do that, right? Because I think that's coming, right? And yes, that means they're gonna have to take Taron Johnson off the field. But if that means we get the dub like we did the last time, then so be it. You know what I mean? But they also did cover 0 rushes on Lamar. You know what I mean? And when you and now they did it more in the red zone, but you can do that there because there's not enough field for the receivers to just bust coverage and get wide open, even if the Bills are playing man at that point. You know what I mean? The boundaries kind of help our defenders at that point. So I fully anticipate the Buffalo Bills doing some things defensively to either slow down or stop altogether, what they want to do in terms of the run game. And I think if the Ravens do not have an extremely, and I mean this when I say when the Ravens do not have an extremely impactful run game, they are a regular team. What makes that team elite is how great the run game is. And when they can impose their will in the run game and a team shows that they cannot stop that, it opens up everything else that offense has become throughout this season. So here's the deal. You beat Derrick Henry by causing him to shift his feet in the backfield, right? And one of the things that the Bills are good at is getting off the ball. You got a guy like Ed Oliver, gets off the ball quick. You got linebackers that read the run well and can get to the gaps quick enough to make Derrick Henry shift his feet. They did it in week 4. Like, this is the part that really gets on my nerves with anybody that's talking about the Ravens going to blow us out because they blew us out in week 4. Like, did anybody watch the middle of that game? Like, yes, fine. We went to halftime 21-3. Fine. But did you see what happened when they came out? Did you see them completely, like, almost completely shut down what the Ravens wanted to do on offense? Had them punt twice. We scored a touchdown. I'm sorry. That's right. We got the ball. We scored a touchdown, forced them to punt, got the ball back. We were driving, and then Josh Allen goes with the fumble, right? With everything that had happened at that point, the Bills were still able to figure out, even with the backups that we had. And here's the other thing, too, because it wasn't just Taron Johnson, Matt Milano, and Terrell Bernard that didn't play. We didn't have our nose tackle. We had Dwayne Carter playing nose. We had the Rook in there getting double teamed, trying to split the double team, trying to get into the backfield. So they haven't even seen this. They don't know what this looks like. They damn sure don't know what this feels like. But they're going to feel it on Sunday. I'm saying that long and strong. They're going to feel it on Sunday. I got away with that one.
No, they look for deliberation. I saw deliberation. It was deliberation over there.
Well, this is the best time to get away with it.
Junie, I saw Lil Mel's hood do this. I said, oh, snap. He looked. He was like, should we say something? Should we say something?
Oh, my God.
That's why he got his hood on. He was like, nah, I didn't hear what I thought I heard.
I'll take it. I will take it.
That's your successor?
Yo.
You teaching him well, huh? Okay. I got you.
Yo, I'm dying over here.
I think, I mean, there's truth to that, but I think you got to look at the fact that Baltimore, even Baltimore in Week 4 was a shell of what we see now. They were nowhere near as good. They were one of the worst defenses in the league. We were the most high powered, high scoring offense in Week 4. Josh Allen was leading the league in multiple metrics in Week 4, and then it kind of fell by the wayside. In the first 3 weeks of the season, he had 600 yards passing. You know, he ended up with, 3,700, something like that for the year? Josh Allen.
Yeah, 3,700.
Yeah, 37. So, I mean, he started out like gangbusters, and it kind of got derailed for a second when he played the Ravens, and it really got derailed, and they had to figure it out when they played the Texans the next week. So, no, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like I said, Derrick Henry's the most efficient running back they have, but I mean, stopping him is easier said than done. You got to cover your ears on this one, because this is when we used to play, and then coaches the whole week will leave them to the game and say, aim for the thighs. The whole game, just hit him in the thighs. But you see how Taylor Rapp got knocked out the game?
Yeah.
He went to the thigh, and the thigh contacted his head. What happened the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Mushroom top.
Right.
Mushroom him up
on the whole rest of the season. You're right.
And before we get too far in the weeds, I'd like to welcome all the Ravens fans. Honestly and truly, it's going to be friendly banter on this show. We do friendly banter. Nobody takes anything seriously, so we're out again.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, we're going to try not to take it too serious, too personal. I haven't seen anything yet. I just want to let them know that you guys are welcome here, and I hope you come back after the fact too. So, all the guys that were in there before the last couple of shows, come on through.
Yep. Steve says, low key with Harbaugh's special team knowledge and Bill's special team flawed coach, will special teams be a key? Fake punts, punt, block, trick, returns. That's not a typical thing for John Harbaugh. It's really not. Even in Super Bowl situations, he's never been that guy. He may do an onside kick, but it would be, from what I remember, it's always been just a regular onside kick, and now they have to announce it whenever they do it. So
It's so stupid.
the only way I could see them doing something like that is if they're in desperation mode.
And you can't sneak it anymore. It's illegal.
No. He's saying like a fake punt, kind of like
Yeah,
what
I'm talking
what
about the
Broncos-
onside kick. You're talking about who was it? Peyton did when he was a coach. You can't onside kick unless you declare it, and you have to be
Yes.
losing.
Yeah,
Which
right.
and it's got to be within the last 2 minutes of the game, 2 minutes of the quarter, or something, a half, or something like that. It's like I know it's coming.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I know you got to declare, and I know you got to be down and do
You
it.
have to be
which
down,
is,
you
which
have
is
to- yes,
crazy. Like,
yeah.
why can't you do it? If you up, so what?
What's who decided that? Like, was that a soccer mom or something that was just like,
No.
we got to make sure they have a fair chance, or like,
No, they do it in the XFL. They don't have it at all. There's no onside kicks.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's no onside kicks. So they
well,
added that.
why
They left
force the
that in
team to declare it though?
because they didn't want to put it in period. They wanted to take it out all the way. So that's like their
it's kind of derail you from doing it.
Right, they don't
because
want you
one,
to do it.
It's not now you can't surprise them,
Mhm.
and now you got to be down for it. So in other words, what it sounds like to me is they're trying to prevent teams from doing it
Yeah.
as frequently as they were to try to just like to stop doing it.
Yeah, they just don't want you doing it.
Yeah, but they're not going to take away completely. They're
Right.
just going to make it penalize you basically for
Yeah.
doing the onside kick.
So I just thought about it, and so again, I don't know if I agree with this 100% from from the standpoint of let's just take it completely out of the game.
Right.
But if I'm thinking through from an NFL lens, I'm thinking they probably don't want the receiving team to be surprised by an onside kick when those the team that's kicking it comes down and tries to blow people up and get them out of position so they can recover.
That must be funny when you think about it. They stand 10 yards from each other, right? And then like you can't move, so they onside kick. You gotta like watch it for a second.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's the dumbest thing.
Hold on, let me ask you this though. Could you
It's only one, Tommy. It's only one.
Could you do it in a regular kickoff formation? No,
It's a illegal kick. You got to remember, it's got to be inside at 20 on the opposite side. So yeah. So if you're doing it, if you kick it shorter than 20, it's a penalty.
Right.
Yeah. So it's got to land in that 20. That's why when you were talking about Mims, I said don't worry about Mims. He's not gonna. I said he's not gonna return the ball.
But
Tyler
that
Bass
ruins,
don't
like,
kick it.
doesn't that ruin the intensity of the game? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm down by 2 touchdowns or if I'm down by 10 points and I know I got to go down, score a touchdown, and try to get the ball back, like now teams have to try and make sure, like that's too much. That's too much thinking. Now I have to make sure I have enough time to go down, score a touchdown, and kick the ball to you, stop you 3 times, have you punt the ball to me, maybe. you know what I'm saying? Get the ball, then go down and score a field goal.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I think it's a double-edged sword though, because they were tired of seeing everybody kick the ball through the end zone. They wanted returns. So by virtue of that, you could get turnovers. You could blast a dude, peanut punch the ball out or whatever. It gives you a shot at getting the ball back in an advantageous position. So I mean, it's 2 sides of the coin, I guess. I know what you're saying because you're the strategic man. I'm the brute that just wants to hit people.
Well, okay, then let me ask this: if I'm a special teams coordinator, is it legal for me to just take all of my 11 players and put them on a line and say, "Go block this punt"? Because you know how they have to have a guy back to catch the punt.
You talking
Right?
about punt? Oh, punt.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so let's say I do save enough time, but my plan is I'm not trying to let them punt this ball and have me march all the way down the field. Now I've thought of a way to kind of circumvent that by blocking this punt. Is it legal for me to take the guy who's supposed to receive the punt and bring him all the way up to the line and rush?
Absolutely.
Might need to see somebody do that this season.
That's when you would see the college football equivalent of the rugby kick. When they catch it and scramble out to the side and kick it and let it roll.
Right.
Because nobody's better, so
get
you
it
get the
out.
ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And in college, they literally practice that. Like, you'll see to the point where they don't even do it regularly. They just catch and just take off and kick it down and let it roll. I see at UB all the time. I'm
Right.
like, that has no hang time. But
I'm
it's just
working
keep
on it.
rolling and rolling. Can they hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they can.
And this is going to be an audio show, guys.
No, it's not. Stop it.
But no, so it's I think it's funny the ways we're trying to break the system. because I think the system was broken already, and that's what they put all this stuff in to fix. Because you're talking about the spirit of the game, and the spirit of scoring. And you got to remember, it was a trial. The kickoff was a trial. So I don't know if they're going to bring it back or what they're going to do with it. But they can. They just didn't like the fact they were taking everything out in the XFL rules.
Yeah. You know what? Let me hold on a second. Okay. All right. So we should be good from now on.
Well, what happened? Can you hear
And if it breaks again, I'm breaking this whole set and we're done. There's no more show. Huh?
They can hear us now?
Yeah.
I'll take this is my fault, guys. I mean, I drank a lot of water today. Aramis is gracious enough to keep pulling the plug so I can get out to the bathroom real fast and empty the tank and come on back. Y'all don't even know. I'm big enough. I'm a man enough.
That's what you got to look forward to, man. That's what you got to look forward to.
Speaking of which, do you realize that when you drink,
Steve, somebody spilled Reese tea on the equipment.
when you drink a lot of water versus anything else, you go back to a whole lot more.
Oh yeah.
Like I could drink a gallon of Kool-Aid or a gallon of juice and be fine, but let me get a sip of water. The floodgates shall be opened.
Yep.
Same with low percentage of alcohol beer.
Yeah.
Like Coors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They call it piss water.
Wait. Okay, so tell me if y'all have heard this.
You got a point, because when I was in Afghanistan, we had one that had 0 alcohol. Bro.
Not you, but yeah.
Bro.
Tore you up?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, you had some?
A beer?
And you were.
But it was a non-alcoholic beer. You know how they got the Heinekens with no alcohol?
Yeah.
So I had a couple of those, but bro, like when he said that,
Straight to the toilet.
non-stop.
Yep.
Non-stop. I don't know
Straight
what it
to the
is.
toilet.
Open the tap. I don't know. It's something about the nerve. I don't know.
Yo, Laura, you ain't have to come on my neck like that.
She said, for super chat.
Laura hit us with a $5 super chat and put this on a new card. I got you. I promise I will take that $5 and go put it on a $60, $70 card.
I got you. I had to be the man about this and tell them what it really was.
Right. Yep, that's it. So tell me if y'all heard this, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's supposed to be super cold on Sunday, right? And they're saying, like the news stations and the weather people are saying, don't drink alcohol.
I was going to bring that up. And Mel knows I'm going to say something about it.
Yo, you might have the most sober fan base in the stadium.
They're going to be drinking.
No, of course not. Now, I'm joking when I say that, obviously. Listen, Fitz is about to be there getting people riled up for this game.
Yeah, they about to go crazy.
He might come out shirtless to do the hey.
He might be handing out beers in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yo, can you imagine him with a cannon just shooting beers at people?
like Stone Cold style?
Yeah, exactly. Yo, if he does that, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Fitz is that guy.
Oh man, listen. If somebody could make a mascot suit of Fitz, I think the Bills would love it.
Sweat said no more Timu cords.
Yeah.
The Dollar General code.
Yeah. No, you know what it was. I've earned all of this criticism, by the way.
You know it was you. I took the blame too.
So I had the cord hooked up slightly different than I usually do because we were kind of in a rush, and I didn't think about it. So it should be good now going forward as long as I don't bang on this table too much. But anyway, Videsh says Lamar and Henry have never played in weather this cold on Sunday. Yeah, not many people have.
You know what? I don't even leave no credence to that no more. Because last time the Bills and Ravens played in the playoffs, what was supposed to happen? It was supposed to be a snow event. I was freaking out because we had Tommy. You still here? Singletary. And I said we can't run, but they can. Dobbins and Jackson. Yeah. And guess what happened? It was smooth sailing. Wasn't a snow cloud. Wasn't a flake on the ground.
Oh yeah.
So I should be like 40 degrees and sunny on.
They're saying that it would be like the equivalent of the perfect game against the Patriots.
Yeah, you were
there.
Yeah, I was there. That game
with the wind chill and all that
was crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
How many layers do you have to wear?
So here's the thing. We layered up because Christina went.
Yeah.
I got her to go. We layered up, but
has she been back since?
Yeah. But
okay.
But guess what?
Right.
That was the first time I discovered the club.
Oh.
The club?
We had club seats.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
right. That's right.
That was the first time I discovered that.
Oh, yes.
It was like a whole new experience.
Woo!
Like, Key, when I came in the door, right? So, like, first of all, you didn't go to the concourse. It was like glass doors. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yes, sir.
They greeted me with a fresh, gray Bills Scully.
Yep.
Here you go, sir. I'm like, what?
Yes, sir.
They gave my wife one, too. I'm like, what? Then I went inside. I'm like,
the spread?
Oh, my God. TVs everywhere, couches. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, I've been sitting down like a peasant my whole life, not even knowing this existed. So yeah, man, it was crazy. So we went out there. Christina was taking layers off.
Wow.
We went outside with the little heat lamps. He had to take layers off. She was hot.
Lord, I think Mac is gonna use that $4.99 for his skybox. He went to the skybox.
That was like a crazy experience, man.
I gotta sit on the concrete. I gotta sit right on the concrete.
On the concrete?
I gotta sit on the concrete. I can't do the hoity-toity. I gotta be amongst the peoples.
What do you mean hoity-toity?
No
Bruh,
heat.
It was listen.
No heat.
Listen,
Let me get
when
that
I,
little
when I tell
chair.
you when I tell you the atmosphere in the box is the same as out the box.
Nah, it's not, because you don't feel like you're working for it with that snow and the rain pelting you on the face region.
Why
I need it in my life.
Why you gotta work for it?
Oh man, I need it in my life. This is something about it. They got mad at me last night because I was handing valet bags to the Jetbirds with no gloves on.
What did you do?
I'm isolated. Huh?
No gloves?
No, I ain't on gloves.
Let's go, Key. Go raw dog, baby. You don't need no gloves.
No gloves. No.
That's actually kind of interesting. So Vu says, look up the Bills' record in this freezing cold. Are there any recorded records of recorded?
Who knows
records?
the answer? But I think I can probably find it.
All right, let's see if we can find that. Jeff says Henry gonna cough one to us. Oh yeah, too cold. Yeah. So that's another thing too. Fumbles in this game, probably gonna be a big deal.
Yeah.
Listen, half these players are not gonna be able to feel their hands.
Lamar's not wearing gloves, which honestly,
for a quarterback, it doesn't really matter.
Well, the thing is, if you played, you would know that gloves actually make your hands colder. In cold, those gloves do not do anything for you. There's no insulation. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, when it's wet, when it's cold, no.
Right. What? Cyborg, you all right, man? You all right? All right. Hey, listen, I'll give it to you. Cyborg says, remember this: Ravens beat down forever. Lamar 100 and a little bird emoji.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is actually, I got a story about this. My first adult game, me and Gordon went. It was a Ravens game, and Ray Lewis was playing at the time.
You saw Ray Lewis in person?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Gordon decides he wants to wear Ray Lewis jersey. We're sitting in a rock pile. They wouldn't even let us pass to our seats until I told them I was a Bills fan.
Word?
Yeah, they wouldn't even let us to our seats. They was like, he with you? I said, yeah, he with me. So every time he did, they went to high five me and look at him. I'm like, just don't do nothing. Fast forward on to this guy. He was in front of like 2 rows up over here. And I'll never forget this. I wish Gordon was here to remember the story with me. But some girl up here was like, go F you. He's like, control your B. So, like, they're going back and F you, little. She called him H-O-E. So this guy in front of me, he's like, yo, chill out, watch him out. I guess he's a Bills fan, but he ain't nothing on. He was just quiet the whole time. He's like, watch out, chill. So they keep going back and forth. He's like, you ain't no man, you can't control your girl. Next thing you know, you hear the dude that told dude chill out, sock cat out. He was like this. He was trying to fight his friends. He knocked him clean out. He had a concussion.
Wow.
And so the thing was, he sat there and thought about it for a minute. He's like, you know what? I probably should just walk out. And he walked smooth past security. He was so cool about it, they didn't even know it was him. He got that stadium. He shot dude out, didn't even know it was him. He caught one that day. I was like, wow, I said, we ain't never sitting over here again, dog. Just too real for me.
Man.
Just too real for me.
Yo, who socked you out? I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know. What do he look like? I don't know. I ain't see it coming.
He was trying to fight the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets hit him. If you guys don't know, the Yellow Jackets are security guards up there.
Yeah.
Only person I'm gonna defend, my flag guy. Don't nobody touch my flag guy.
Nobody touched my
And
man.
nobody's told me they know the flag guy yet. I'm very disappointed in this.
We got to find his name.
We gotta know who this guy is. I might just jump on the field and run up to him before the cops, tackle me. I just need his name as they haul me off. Him.
We love you.
I can't come back, but it was worth it. And I don't know. I think I'm really interested. There's a lot of guys that I wanted to see, and I'm really interested in seeing Lamar in person. That's what I'm really interested in. Not because I'm like a super fanboy, but I want to know what this is everybody's talking about. And it's funny enough because those are the two guys that I thought we were going to take. Roquan Smith when we took Josh, and Lamar Jackson with the pick we took Tremaine. So I still knew we were getting a quarterback and linebacker, but I thought we were getting, fast forward.
Different
the other ones.
Yeah. So the last time Lamar played us in the playoffs, we beat him 23-20. In that game, Lamar Jackson was 20 of 29, 144 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He was also their leading rusher, 11 carries, 73 yards. Josh Allen was 19 of 36, 213, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Josh was also the leading rusher, 11 carries, 70 yards.
Wait, can I stop you there?
Huh?
Who was the running back?
You were right. It was J.K. Dobbins.
No, the Bills running back.
Who was the Bills running back? You know who it was. Why
Tommy, you still here?
Was it the motor?
No, the tugboat. The little engine that could.
All right. Please don't drag us back into that conversation. I do not want to go back there, and I'm sure everybody in this chat wants us to do it, but I'm not going back there. Okay, so
fun. Nah, go ahead.
So now, let me see. What was the date of this game? Because I do want to find out what the weather was like for this game. Because you said it was supposed to snow, right?
No, I think it's just going to be super cold. No snow.
Are
you talking about that game, the last one? Yeah, it was supposed to be a weather event.
Okay.
Yep.
So, do we remember? Oh, this was October 2nd, 2022.
2022.
You got it?
I was trying to figure the year.
Okay. So, let's go weather in Orchard Park.
I can look into. I think I can find the start time, the weather at kickoff if that works for you.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll get that for you. That's easy.
Okay, so 2022. No, this would have been
2020.
Oh, that's right, 2020.
Yeah, so that was.
And this couldn't have been October 2nd. This is a
it
playoff game.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was January 16th.
January 16th. Okay. Let's
About
go.
to say because I don't remember the score being that close. Honestly,
It was a bad game, and Lamar got knocked out in the third quarter. So
yeah. I think we blew the Ravens out.
So January 16th, 2020?
It was 17-3.
Yeah, that.
You sure it was the
more like
16th?
it. That's more
Yep,
like it.
right here. January 16, 2021 to 2020.
Oh,
game.
21.
Mhm.
That's why. That's why.
The
Okay.
Saturday game, 8:15 start.
So, all right. So January 16th, 2021, it was 36 degrees.
Yep. 81% relative humidity. Winds at 13 miles per hour. So
So it really wasn't that bad. It's almost 40 degrees. That's a nice day.
yeah, it was supposed to. They had me scared. I was like, we're done. We can't throw in this weather because we just saw the weather event games before that.
Ooh,
What you got?
man,
What?
these numbers are terrible.
For who?
Lamar
Uh-oh.
and Wichita was the leading rusher.
Give it up.
Gus Edwards.
Yeah, Lamar was 14-24, 162, one interception, no touchdowns.
What game was this?
The playoff game.
That
Okay.
one. Yeah, 9 rushes for 34 yards. Yeah, he had nothing because they had nothing that game. Yeah. All they did was they doubled down on Lamar because he didn't have any weapons at that time. I think Greg Roman was still the coordinator.
Let me see. His best weapon was Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, and he got
Devin
4 catches
Singletary
for
still had
87 yards.
4.5 yards of carry in that game, just so you know.
Who's that?
Devin Singletary.
Yeah. 4.5.
And
How
he
many
had
carries? How many carries?
11.
He only had 7.
No. 7. 7 for 25.
What? We talking about the same game?
Yeah, 7 for 25.
7 for 25.
Well, no, we might not be, but are you on?
He was only 3.6 yards a carry.
Yeah, he had.
Is this not the playoff game?
And one of his carries was 12 yards, so he had
that's
13
why.
carries, 13 yards on 6 carries.
Ooh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, this is a different game.
That's bad.
Yeah, so no, I'm good on him. I'm
You're
really
such
good
a
on him.
hater. You're such a hater.
I am.
Snoop Huntley though. Snoop Huntley came in.
Yeah, but he was terrible too.
I mean, you know.
You saw we had signed him, right?
No, we signed. What's his name?
Oh, no,
we
the
signed
other dude.
Anthony Brown.
Yeah, Brown.
Yeah.
And can I talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
We signed Anthony Brown to emulate Lamar Jackson.
That's it.
That was the purpose. So
Yeah,
so
they openly said it.
They
Lamar?
never let him on the actual roster, bro.
They
Kept him
openly
on
said,
practice
"Now, this is my kick. This is my kick."
Can you play like Lamar?
squad. Can you play like Lamar?
We just want
I
He's
can
like-
run a little bit.
He's like,
I
"No,
don't
but
know
I saw Lamar a couple times." This was what, 2 days ago? They signed him yesterday or 2 days ago?
Huh?
Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
I
that they
want to
signed him?
say 2 years ago.
No,
2 days
yeah,
ago,
2 days.
but
Yeah. So he ran a 4.7 at his pro day. So
Oh,
that tells
no.
you
Oh,
that tells you one thing. He's actually not a 4.7. A pro day is a hand time. It's not a combine electric timer. So it's always faster.
So he might be slower than
Yeah.
4. Oh, jeez.
Lamar Jackson wouldn't run his 40 at the
Right,
combine
he
because they wanted to see him as a wide receiver. He said, "I'm not doing any wide receiver drills," because he knew he was fast enough. He would hurt his quarterback stock by running a 40.
now let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
one of the fastest quarterbacks that I ever seen was RG3.
Bro, you got to be kidding
Do
me.
you think Lamar's faster than him, or you think they about the
RG3?
same?
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah,
faster than
yeah.
RG3?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He had to run what, like a 4.2?
He ran RG3 he ran like a 4. No, Lamar would have ran a low 4.3 if anything.
A low 4.3. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
RG3 is like a 4.39 or 4.4. Interview. How do you do that? Look at this guy. So, I mean, I want to see in live action a prime athlete, a premier specimen. You know, the way people talk about him, I want it to be to the fact where everybody's like, you know what, Josh Allen is a supreme specimen until you see Lamar. That's what I expect at this point in time. Now I gotta get it. I gotta see that.
What about Pat? You saw Pat? You saw Pat
Mahomes?
live? Yeah, we saw him live.
I did, but he's not a supreme specimen. And I think to your point earlier, I don't even put Pat as number one. I really put Josh Allen and Lamar up there. I really do.
I mean, just so when you say that, is it just this year or overall?
I think the trajectory, if you will. I mean, you got to figure they're all the same age, just about. You know, Pat's a year older.
Right.
Came out a year before them, but I think right now it's their league. It's Josh and Lamar's league, and the way I see it, I see them jockeying back and forth for supremacy. You know, and I think I hope it starts with us this year, and I hope it's us for a while. But I think Lamar, if anything, is gonna be right on his coattails for a very long time.
Honestly, I don't see how. I don't see how. It's taken, and I'll give Aaron credit. I did get this wrong. Todd Monken is an offensive coordinator out of Georgia, not Ohio State, like I said yesterday on the Coach D's Corner Show. But the fact that he has done so well with Lamar Jackson, he's going to get an opportunity as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that far away because of his track record with a high-profile team like Georgia and now a high-profile quarterback like Lamar Jackson. So I do think that, you know, Lamar's success in terms of, you know, having a passing game and having a very, very effective offense started when Todd Monken got there. Before that, you were very hard-pressed to find somebody that could get this out of Lamar Jackson. And so I think once Todd Monken leaves, it might be hard to find a guy that can come in and do the same exact thing with Lamar Jackson. Now, that's not to say that Lamar Jackson won't have improved and developed to a point where maybe he can help the offensive coordinator out a little bit more. But in terms of his progression, he's still going to be behind Josh here on out. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen Josh take a leap that it's taken Lamar just a little bit longer to take in terms of being an elite passer in the league. Now, he was an elite passer in college, and but again, the fact that it's taken this guy and Todd Monken to put a system in place around Lamar that allows him to do what and you said this too. Lamar's really playing a lot of the same concepts he played at Louisville now in this offense, and now he's successful. You and I were banging on the table begging for this in text messages. We didn't even have a show at this point when Lamar was drafted, and they had friggin' Greg Roman running him, like a running back all day long, right? But again, all of this is to say, it's a little more plausible for me to believe that Josh is going to have a higher sustained level over his career, almost regardless of the offensive coordinator that he has. I mean, he went from Brian Daboll, who's elite, to Ken Dorsey, who's terrible, and still put up pretty good numbers. You know what I'm saying? Then he went to Brady, who's a much better offensive coordinator than Dorsey. I don't know if he's above Daboll yet. I got to see how he does in this game against a much better defense. And when I say much better defense, I mean in terms of being able to affect the Bills' offense. I still think the issue with the Broncos' defense was they were too small. Even the pass rushers were a little too small, right? And they had a level of quickness to them and all that, but I think the sheer size of what the Ravens have and the combination of size and speed that the Ravens have present a little bit of a better effect on the Bills offense. So I will give the Ravens credit for that. But I to be frank, I don't think Lamar Jackson's game where he is right now is ready for just any offensive coordinator to step in and have the offense look like this consistently. Yo, I'm really about to break this laptop right now. Hold on. This. I really don't. I really do not. But we will get it figured out. I might just have to change the entire setup. Okay. All right, we're back. So, and it just went out again. Yo. Yeah.
What?
Just No. The other cord is not gonna work. The other, it's not gonna do what this one did. So let's do this. Move the desk back. Like pull it closer this way. That way it's not pulling as much. Because that. Yeah, no. What we need is
We'll be back after this commercial break.
Right.
what? Yeah. No, this is the last time this is gonna happen. I'm so serious when I say that. I just switched ports. Just leave it there and let's just keep going. Okay, so when it comes to this game, and I know we don't want it to be about Josh and Lamar, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. So I'm going to ask y'all a slightly different question, same topic though. I heard Lamar Jackson say he don't hang out with no other quarterbacks. He's more interested in beating them. He ain't out here to be friends with nobody. He's trying to beat them.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Cool. Respect it.
Mm-hmm.
If that was my quarterback, I'd be okay with that, right? I don't necessarily need my quarterback to be friends with anybody. I don't necessarily, have any feelings about them doing it either. I had to come to terms with the day and age that we're in, where players are switching jerseys at the end of the game, taking pictures with each other. Like, that's just what it is now. It didn't used to be like that, and I do have an appreciation for Lamar Jackson's mentality being a little old school in that sense. But the question I want to pose to y'all is, do you think Lamar Jackson's mentality and his tenacity, that kind of formed that mindset, is something that is helping him or hurting him in a sense? Because if you have that mentality, that means you ain't talking to guys like Tom Brady. You ain't talking to guys like Peyton Manning. You ain't getting no insider information from guys who've been there, done that, and can give you some pointers. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Josh has hung out with the best. He's gotten advice from the best. You know what I'm saying? And whether he hangs out with these guys regularly or not, I just, to some degree, there's got to be somebody in Lamar's life that has accomplished more than he has to be able to give him some kind of something, aside from the coaches, I mean. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? Do you think that may have been some sort of detriment to him?
I think it all depends on the player. Like, certain players excel from getting advice from other people who play the same position or play football, period. Like, you can glean off of them. Certain players, though, I don't think, based off his personality, like, maybe he don't learn from other people better. Maybe it's his own self-assessment. So, for example, his biggest critic, number one critic, is his mom. And mom knows his game, right? She knows what he can do. She knows what he can't do. She knows what he's supposed to do. Like, even with the reads, like, I was surprised because, like, you know how normally, like, oh, mom, that's your son. You watching it. No, she knows the game. Mm-hmm. So, like, for Lamar, I think he's a self-improver, right? Like, I don't think he needs advice from, hey, how did you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for one, he looks at his own self, and most people who are like that, they're their biggest critics, right? You can have a great game. Lamar, how'd you think? Oh, man, I miss this throw. Mm-hmm. Or I wish I would have had this play back. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so hard on himself. And then now he got his mom like, yeah, it was good, but you could have, you know what I'm saying? So for him, I don't think necessarily like the player that he is or personality he has that he needs to get that from other people. Yeah. Some people do, though. Mm-hmm. Some people, like, they can't figure out because they can't see what other people see. So, like, I need you to tell me, hey, what do you see here? What do you think I'm doing wrong? What can I improve on? So, to me, it's based off of really the personality of the player.
I mean, for me, I really have to delve into what he really meant because he didn't say he doesn't talk to alumni. He said he doesn't talk to the quarterbacks, which I don't talk to Pat, I don't talk to Josh, I don't talk to Joe, I don't talk to, CJ. I don't care about none of them. Right. If I play defense, I try to hurt one of them. Right. But I think Lamar, to have ascended the way he has, is a credit to, one, finally getting, credible weapons, finally getting an offense that allows you to do more than run the ball all the time. And I think that's part of the thing about the Josh versus Lamar thing. Josh was in the system right away that were smart enough to say, okay, you need a quarterback coach, you need this, you need that, you need Joe, and they listened to him as opposed to saying, let's go get the running back quarterback and let him just destroy his career early on. Had Roman stayed there, who knows? Who knows what would have happened? But at the same time, his mom, like you said, that tells you all you need to know. He's different. His mom is his manager.
Right.
He don't have legal counsel. It's his mom.
Right.
So that tell you everything he does is unconventional. I know I talk about it, but he wears a shiesty. I was watching the week 4 joint. It's week 4. This is
rocking it back then.
He had the shiesty on in week 4. And I just watched the game earlier today. I said, wow, this dude is serious. His neck is out. I'm like, what's the point? But, the thing is, like you said, it's different strokes for different folks. And if I am going to be asked a question, I'm going to tell you. I'm talking to none of them. I don't have their numbers. Josh, he's a great guy with it. Marlon, yeah, he cool, I heard. Yep. I don't really care nothing about him. He cool, I heard. I'm not going to give him no credit, but that goes with what I said before. The Bills and the Bills alumni, the Bills coaches and the Bills fans give credit.
Right.
Where a lot of other people, they want to go for your neck. They don't respect you, and that's what makes you elite. When I don't respect you, I don't fear you. If I don't fear you, I'm going to go up and down one side of your body and, up the other side. And I think that's the component I never had as an athlete. I didn't eat, sleep, breathe, and release football or basketball or anything else.
Again, I think, and we mentioned this last episode, having a healthy level of fear is not a bad thing when it comes to playing or fighting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you alert. It keeps you on your toes. I get what you're saying in terms of when you say not having fear, you're saying not having a crippling fear or having a level of confidence that allows you to overcome, whatever fear you may have. But I just want to be clear, because the common mistake that I hear a lot of people make is if we say anything at all that sounds like we respect the ability of the Ravens, we sound scared. I mean, somebody just said it in the chat before I banned them. By the way, I want to publicly apologize to Laura. I banned her from the chat by accident. No, because they moved. So whenever I'm trying to ban somebody, I gotta time it and make sure nobody gets in there before I click the button. It's hard.
Well, the thing is,
I messaged her.
The thing about that is, and I don't even care. Maybe because I'm 40, I can be scared. But guess where? You're not gonna see me on the field. You don't care what happened, what I say. It don't matter, because Jocelyn may watching this. Somebody's parents, we've been approached by people that know them. Yeah. But they don't care about what we're saying. They're not taking this to heart. They're out there. They're preparing for a game on Sunday. So say what you want about me. This is the podcast. But when you think about what they go through, they're machines. They, like we talked about Bo Nix, the noise. He don't care about that. He played in way bigger stadiums than that. Yeah. He played in front of way more people than that. Yeah, it's hard to hear certain things, but that's a physical thing. You can get past that. If you played in front of people, you don't even hear that stuff. You don't. And the only thing that will hinder you in football, especially, is you got to get the play call, and they got to hear your cadence. They got to hear your hike and all that stuff. But that's why you see all those guys do the signal, because they all do silent snaps. Yep. So all that noise and stuff people talk about, it's cool for us, but down there it don't sound the same, especially when you locked in. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. They've never been that locked in before. You saw a small glimpse when we played that basketball game, and y'all just kept saying, "Get the ball to key." I ain't hear y'all say that one time. I ain't hear it one, and I swear I could have closed my eyes and just did like this, and I felt like it was going in. Yeah. And it did.
It was weird, Key, what you said about the noise. You're right, because I remember when I played football and then even basketball at Edinburgh, it was a lot of people that were cheering, but I only heard them, Key, when the ball went in or the ball was shot.
Yep.
Because you can get the reaction from the crowd. But while you're dribbling and running, you tune them out.
You don't hear anything. You don't even know nobody's watching.
It's weird. When you was a kid, you used to plug your ears and open them back up. It's like when I'm dribbling down the field, down the court, my ears are plugged.
Right.
When I shoot the shot,
they open up.
They open up.
Yep.
But then they come back in. Same thing with football. When I used to run special teams, when the ball kicked off, Key, I didn't hear nothing.
You heard your own breath. You heard yourself breathing.
So after I smacked the dude, then it's it opened up again. Yep. So you're right. You don't hear everything when you're in the moment,
right?
Because, like you said, you're locked in.
And that's the big issue here. People, it's a lot of people that think,
right?
And I'm sure your pops will attest to that point. I heard nothing. I didn't even know. I don't even remember playing sometimes. Some things I did. I have no recollection of stuff until somebody told me what I did.
That's called CTE.
No, this is before the concussion.
Real quick, Cyborg want to keep giving us money, man. I'll take it. I'll read these hater comments all day. He says Derek / Lamar roadkill Bills fire. You
got in the fires.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna read it dry like that just because I don't really want to read it. But he paying, so all right, cool. So yes, Davis is still in concussion protocol, but he is he doing like the?
No, he's not.
He's not. He's limited.
Limited.
Yeah, okay, so if he's limited today, they're gonna do another run through tomorrow, like a walkthrough.
He's gotta be good by tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's gonna play. I think he'll be ready to go. He'll get cleared tomorrow. Huh?
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
I just the way he crippled up and I just don't think that he's gonna be good enough to go. If he didn't clear for concussion protocol and hasn't practiced earlier than yesterday or even today, if it was, no, I don't think he's gonna go.
Okay.
I think you'll see Frank Gore Jr. up there.
Ugh.
So I do think that both teams are going to try to run the ball more than normal, especially Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, honestly, I don't. If you look, listen, Zay Flowers is not playing. So if I'm the Bills, I want to get up early and get up quick, right? I know I can go at Stevens all day long, right? Coleman tore him apart in week 4. You know what I'm saying? He had 2 deep sideline passes. Coleman,
he dropped one.
Yeah, he dropped another one that the safety was coming over the top of. So they were going at Stevens consistently in that game, right? Now you take into consideration the Bills have added Coleman added Cooper since then. So now, no matter what you do, whoever Stevens is covering, we know they can beat him. So if you don't dedicate a safety to helping that man out, you in trouble. And if that's the case, if the Ravens are gonna say, okay, we're not gonna let Stevens get tore up, we're gonna bracket. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure no matter what we do, we got that covered over the top, so he can't get beat. Okay, fine. Now you just opening up the seam, because how you gonna dedicate a defender to that space? You know what I'm saying? The Ravens like to play cover 3. That's not healthy if you got to protect Stevens. That ain't gonna work. You ain't going to be able to keep a guy down in the box. Hamilton going to have to travel. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, throw the ball to get up early, then you run to keep them off the field. I think if you get a nice two-score lead on them, it could be 10, it could be 14, whatever. You get a nice 2-score lead on them and just keep trading touchdowns after that. It's essentially the same game as the game against the Chiefs, and probably a little less bombastic than the game against the Lions or the Rams. You know what I'm saying? But I do think there's going to be some back and forth. But listen, man, the way the Bills are getting disrespected right now, this is exactly what we needed. If we had gone into this game being 2-point favorites or 3-point favorites because we're at home, I would have been way more nervous than I am now. But the fact that everybody and their mama is picking the Ravens, even Vegas is giving them a 1.5-point favorite, good. Good, because what have we seen every single time? Whenever the Bills are a dog, they let the dog out. And that dog get to eating, and it ain't pretty. So I can't wait. And Key, I apologize. I can't wait to hear Mr. Brightside in the third quarter when we up by 14 and it's looking like it's going to be a bad game for the Ravens. I can't wait for that. I really can't.
Let me ask you this though, A.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this when I had to watch all the freaking debates and all the arguments, and just like, oh my god, like I just want to watch football without arguing with somebody.
Yeah.
Let's say the Bills do win. Somehow, some way, they don't win in KC.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still a meaningful win that they beat the Ravens, how they beat them at home, and then lose there? Or do you think since they lost there, everything doesn't count because it don't matter because they didn't win?
100%, because Chiefs fans have a healthy respect of the Buffalo Bills. We've beaten them in enough, regular season games for them to know, like, right, you need to have some respect. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And even the 13 seconds game had them like, ooh, we just skated on that one. So we can't sleep on these boys in the playoffs. We can't, even though we always beat y'all, right, it's still close every single time. It still looks like y'all might beat us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For Lamar and his boys and all they fans.
Dropped again.
Huh?
I think the video dropped again.
No, we still we going strong. What, you talking about somebody commented earlier or something? Are you serious? Why is it showing that we're on right now? All right, hold on. All right, is it showing there?
They can hear us though. Let us know in the comments. If we just talk to us, will you rock with us for the next 45 minutes to or so? Because we don't want to,
Still no video?
Dirty.
Okay, all right. I promise, like on my computer screen. All right, are we back now?
Nope.
Video been dropped. Man, I appreciate y'all sticking with us. It's like
Let's
y'all
rock
on
with it.
Spotify.
Hey, let's rock with it because they still
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
They still there. Let's rock with it. Whatever happens, happens. They don't need
Right.
to see his ugly mug anyway.
All right. Are we back? Are we back?
Yeah,
I got
man.
manwich
Okay.
on my sweatshirt and everything. Y'all need to see
Yeah.
me. Forget this.
Manwich.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, it's funny because I'll disclose. I'm gonna throw my mom under the bus for a second. But Jonathan Ogden, that's my cousin.
Mhm.
Never met him, but I remember we were at Edinburgh, and I used to drive back and forth. My mom texted me or called me, whatever it was, and she was like, "Jonathan just scored a touchdown." I said, "Mom, who damn cares? Like he can't score a touchdown. He's a left tackle." So I go, I go home and I go to my dorm and I turn the TV, all the highlights. I'm like, I'll be damned. She was right. I didn't think she knew what she was looking at.
Wow.
I thought somebody, how they pass the ball, he just spikes it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was a big deal, and so I mean, it's interesting. I got a cousin in the Hall of Fame. That's cool. I never met him. I got an uncle with the same name, and so that's my little part of Baltimore, I guess. But it just elicits memories. It elicits memories of when I hated the Ravens in 2000 when they beat the Giants, because the Giants were my team at the time.
You hated the Ravens?
I threw my Kool-Aid at the TV when they lost the Super Bowl. I was
Wow.
pissed. I was pissed
Wow.
because I thought Kerry Collins was going to do it. No.
That's what hold on. I got no bones about it. I appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that. I gotta shout you out real quick because I love it. I love it. No bones about it was like, Aaron, the Ravens are cheeks, right? Listen, look, somebody troll Aaron for once in life. Like his dude been on my back for 5 days.
He's
5 days.
He's loved every day of it too.
Probably. I
Aaron don't
appreciate
know.
you, Aaron.
I hope he has a podcast, because if he does, I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow. I'm not gonna troll. I have to know.
Aaron, you got a show, man.
Aaron is now. I put in my notes. I got to thank Aaron and anybody else who's been commenting.
Oh yeah, you gonna feel that? Yeah.
I'll just be there watching, like, excellent.
Uh-oh.
Marvelous.
All right, so to Bonus Lex, he says, wait, so Key, how did you become a Bills fan?
I was a Bills fan already, but okay, this is where this is where I became a Giants fan. All right, remember Madden '93? It had where you could spin forever and ever and ever and ever, and you would break out.
It was just Madden on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my uncle was coming over. I didn't know who to pick because I knew he was gonna pick the Bills, so I was off limits. Rodney Hampton was like the fastest dude on this game or something.
Oh, right.
So I was like,
Hampton was a beast.
bet. So I started watching this. I started watching Hampton, and I'm like, oh, now we got this guy. Amani Toomer was my guy in college with Mercury Hayes, at Michigan. So I'm like, okay, they got Amani Toomer. Oh man, they got Michael Strahan. Oh man, they got all these guys. I'm like, let me just start watching. I never weaned from the Bills. From the Thermos Thomas days of being 6 years old. I never wavered. But I can tell you, who was it? It was Timonian. Oh yeah. So what made me a diehard Bills fan was in 2002 when I got heckled mercilessly by the Philadelphia Eagles fans after the Brian Westbrook return. That punt return for the touchdown that won the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were EAGLE Eagle. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like all night long. You weren't even there yet. All night long. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I hate everything. Pennsylvania won. I hate your food. I hate but seriously, at that point, it solidified me really watching the Bills, and they were bad. And I like building stuff. Yep. I like scouting. I like recruiting. I like doing free agents. So the Bills needed all this stuff. Yep. So I'm like, right in my backyard.
You really became a fan off a video game? Is that what you about to say?
No, this is real life stuff.
Oh,
no, this is me like watching drafts. This is what I got. I started watching like for you guys that know me and listen to me talk about drafts. It's because I used to watch and see what the Bills needed. Okay. Oh, the Bills need a safety. Let me see who's out there. Next thing you know, I'm enthralled in college football. And I couldn't get enough of it because a bunch of guys you watching at this time, guys stayed at school from freshman to senior. They didn't have a transfer portal.
Right. Nobody.
There was no fifth year option. So what happened was I got to watch them with no hair on their faces, being that little scrub in the back. Yeah. To now they're the top dog, and it was exciting. Tim Biakabatuka, guys like that. You really start watching this stuff. You're like, yo. And now they're all retired Hall of Famers and stuff like that. But you saw them before they were anybody. So I think with the Bills being as great, well. To fast forward, not even to the pony, his point was when McDermott came, it took a lot of the luster out because we used to talk about it all the time, and nothing I wanted and thought we should do they ever did.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the point of doing it? But I'm locked in. So I can't stop recruiting. I can't stop knowing these people, but I have no point in even putting this in my mind because we're not doing it anyway.
Right.
So it's tough. But no, I've always been a Bills. Well, not always. I've been a Bills fan since 1991-ish.
When you said Hampton, you remind me of Tecmo Bowl with David Meggett.
Yeah.
Remember David Meggett?
Oh yeah, he was number 30, right behind. Yep.
Him and that game. That game put me on. That game. So I was already big on football. Like I was because when we went to school at 71, where your mom used to work at, they gave us a binder with cards.
Oh,
so
the
Bills cards.
Yeah, I remember.
So I had all the football cards. So I was watching the football cards. Now I'm playing Tecmo Bowl. I'm like, oh, I know him. I was locked in, bro. Like, I used to play with all the teams, not just the Bills because, Thurman, Andre, and James Lofton, but, bro, they had Bo Jackson, which was the ultimate cheat code, right? Then they had my man Tom Rathman for the 49ers who could bounce off of anybody, right? You had David Meggett and Hampton for the Giants. You had my man Christian Okoye for the Chiefs.
Oh, yes. Wow.
The Nigerian nightmare.
Bro, I played with everybody. That game put me on. Like, matter of fact, talk about the game. Key, I'll never forget. I was in first grade.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Bills competition. We had to name as many Bills as we can. I'm mad because I didn't know what the criteria was. Like, I'm in first grade.
Right.
So we in class. He's trying to pick who's gonna go. So he's like, all right, name all the Bills. So we naming Bills. Key, I'm literally looking at the depth chart off the Tecmo Bowl in my head. I'm like, oh, him, Al Edwards, Frank Wright. Like, I'm hitting people who like, who the heck
they're like,
is
who
that?
is this?
Bro, I got the whole 53.
Like, who is this mutant?
The whole depth chart. I got the whole 53, right? We go up on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I go first.
You froze?
No, I go first.
Okay.
I'm riding them up like, boom, who else do I want? Him. Boom, 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 boom. So the teacher's like, she got her hands up, and now she like, I'm out of hands. So she put another hands up, and then I'm like, all right, is that like, how many y'all want? Like,
who beat me?
After that, though, the guy went up. He basically named all the ones that I named, and then like another
like
one.
You're like, oh, I forgot.
Because I'm like, why I gotta go first? He gonna know all of them. So I was mad. I mean, the prize was nothing but a Bills pen, but still.
You were like,
I still wanted that prize.
You were like Corbin Lucina. How'd I forget Corbin Lucina?
Like, I was the Bills dude. Like, I knew all them dudes, man.
So, real quick, let's what? I'm gonna let that ride for a minute. I'm gonna let that sit right there. Lindsay had it right. You good? You saw it? You ain't see it? So Lindsay said, at Aaron Butler, I bet your mangina black and purple too. No bones said Aaron got a purple people here. Purple people here.
You know what?
That's funny.
This is the stuff I love, though. Like, honestly, this kind of banter is cool. Yeah. It's not insulting. It's just I hope nobody's taking it seriously. It is cool. It keeps the chat engaged too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think to your point, yeah, that definitely is. It's a lot of memories for the Bills. Going to the '95 Christmas Eve game against the Houston Oilers. They had nobody but Warren Moon and I think Webster Slaughter playing, and then going to see the Bears with my dad, and going to have my first season tickets with my man and my man Gordon and my man Willie. We used to drive up there and tease little Pontiac Vibe. Remember that car? Yeah. And I was telling her, I said, you held me down, because I thought about it. 3 grown men driving up to Ralph Wilson Stadium with a what was it? It was a Betty Boop steering wheel cover, and I had the pink dice. Willie was in the back like, yo, take that down. I can't. It's not my car, dog. I can't do it.
I'm not riding with the dice, dog. Take it down.
You could have drove.
Yo, my man, I remember Willie, he was swole too, man.
He was huge.
A big dude.
I had him in the back seat. But good times.
So, all right. I want to really dive into this game. When it comes to what?
Oh, Boo saying pink dice. I'm about to put fuzzy ones too.
The classic.
Fuzzy. That's not even. That's not even. That's a pause.
Listen, we came from the day you used to put them bad boys on the rearview mirror. What's wrong with the fuzzy ones? Yeah. listen, I gotta ride behind pickup trucks with ball sacks hanging from the
those are nuts.
the little latch knob for trailers. Like people put actual like metal ball sacks be hanging from that thing. Just
you know what's funny about that? No, you know what's funny?
That's what it is. Yo, what's crazy about it? They put the little creases in there to show that it's like hanging and it's got weight and all that kind of stuff.
But
like,
you know what's funny about it? You hear what I said when you said that? I said, yo, that's nuts. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even thinking.
Hey-o.
Right.
Listen. If people could do that, then I could talk about my fuzzy dice hanging from the rearview mirror. That's all I'm saying.
You can.
Yeah. Okay. T-Bone said, LMAO, my uncle had fuzzy white dice.
Yeah.
Aaron says, how many times the 380 pounds Daniel Falele goes into asking for Maryland?
I'm you know what? He's big, but he's not great. So, I mean, what's he, 6'9", 3? He's never been at 370, 380, but I mean, he's not.
This is his second year, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, just thinking about the size, like Orlovsky said, you know, and it's not that it's overpowering in a football sense, but it's just the fact that we built our team so small and so fast. They built their team, and I think I don't know who said it, but I think it might have been Jeremy and Joe or whoever. They talked about how it's almost like the Bills were built to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs were built to beat the Ravens, and the Ravens were built to beat the Bills. This is funny how that dynamic works. This is the trilogy here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is something I think negates the Ravens' size. The Bills' size is small, but they use it to their advantage a lot, like how the Broncos do. And what I mean by that is, when we went back and we reviewed the game in Week 4 and a few other games, the Buffalo Bills rely more on technique because they don't have the size, right? And when you think about what we saw in the game in Week 4, what we've seen against the Ravens in general, people talk about how physically imposing they are. They talk about size. They talk about all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if my guy can beat your guy off the line, or if my guy can get to the point of attack before your guy can block, I can ruin your entire play. I showed in yesterday's episode just one play of the many in that pocket of between the second and third quarter where Derrick Henry couldn't even get to the line of scrimmage. He was getting blown up in the backfield by Ed Oliver or blown up in the backfield by a linebacker. Like, let's not act like the Bills didn't do anything to the Ravens at all. Like, every other game that we've played has been close. The last time that we played the Ravens in the regular season, we won 23-20. So let's just calm down about we're bigger than you. Yeah, you might be bigger than me, but guess what? You move a little slower than I do. So if I can get to the spot you're supposed to be at to block before you do, your job is useless at that point. That's the whole point around Falele. So enjoy your 6'9", 380 or whatever the heck he is. We've already seen on tape what we got to do to get around that dude. And it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to which team is playing sharper. Which team is more mentally focused in this game? Which team is more prepared to accomplish their job than the other team? That's it. Okay, both of these teams are even in point differential. Same exact number. So I commented on it might have been Aaron saying this. Listen, how is it that the Ravens have 9 Pro Bowlers? 9. And we got 2. Josh and Dion. That's it. How is it possible that y'all got all them All-Pros and all them Pro Bowl players, same point differential as the Buffalo Bills, the lowly Buffalo Bills? How's that possible? How is it possible that our estimated points per play is higher? And this is just one of many numbers that show that in a lot of ways our offense is better than theirs.
Oh yeah, our offense is definitely better than theirs. I think a lot of it lends to the fact that they started out so poorly defensively. I mean, they were rated one of the worst defenses in the league until they decided to tinker and put stuff back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's when they figured it out. I mean, they won one less game than us?
Well, technically 2, because we gave the last game to the Patriots.
Okay. All right, fair. Yeah. Okay, so, even then, in the beginning of the season, they started off with the loss, the toe tap loss to the Chiefs. They started off with I think they played with the Raiders. They played the Chiefs, and I forget who the other team was they played. But they didn't have the pepper. They looked like a team that was not going to the playoffs. They looked like a team that was about to take a reverse, and especially defensively, everybody was saying their defense was horrible. And they had to score to stay in the game. So I think by turning that around, that's kind of when the evening of the the point differential occurred.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the first 5 games, we'll blow them out of the water. I think it's the last whatever. It starts to even out, and they actually might have got a little more dominant on defense. So I think when people talk about how the Bills took them to the woodshed, I just caution people to think about what Zach Orr did. Think about what the 32-year-old defensive guy, their defensive coordinator, has done in the last 15 or 14 games of the season. Maybe it's an anomaly. Maybe they do have an advantageous schedule where they played against teams when they weren't playing their best. But I don't want to get too cocky and say what it is until it's Monday and Aaron's in here telling me to go F myself or something.
So I want to say this real quick, and then there's another point that one of our viewers gave pretty early last it might have been last Friday or something like that, where I was like, oh, I want to bring that up. So the first point is when it comes to what was I just looking at? Oh, okay. So No Bones About It says Buffalo is 7-3 against teams with 8 wins or more. The Ravens were 9-3. Absolutely right. The Bills can only play who's on their schedule. But when you look at the teams that the Bills beat in that span, we beat both 1 seeds. Both
Super Bowl contenders. I mean,
right.
both teams that was in the Super Bowl last year.
Right. And realistically, the Ravens have played in their schedule 2 teams that people think will be. They play. People pick the Eagles, and but they aren't the 1 seed, and they played the Chiefs and lost. They lost to both of those teams. Right. So for all of this hoopla and stuff like that, well, we were just a toe away from beating the Chiefs. Okay, fine. If you want to say that, then you have to allow Bills fans to say, well, there's a bunch of plays in Week 4 that if we had done differently, we would have won that game too. So y'all can let that logic go. Y'all lost to teams that Buffalo beat.
They also lost to teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly. The Browns and the Raiders.
Wait. Say it, though. Say it.
What?
Say what you say.
What?
Steelers and Browns.
No, Raiders.
No, Steelers and Browns.
Steelers and Browns.
What are they?
Oh, those are division, but what about
there
the Raiders?
You go.
What about the Raiders?
It doesn't matter.
What about the Raiders?
You said it. You said it.
Hold on, bro. It sound like you like the Ravens all of a sudden.
No, I just know Matt, when Mac has a division game, he's like, yo, he has to say with his
chest.
Yeah. So I'm like, say it.
Yeah, he do.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Honestly, I don't care. If we're talking about the freaking Dallas Cowboys right now. If it's a divisional game, I'm gonna make Mac say it.
No, Aaron, you aren't understanding who the Bills are today. I can't believe this. So Aaron says Ravens had many issues to start the season. You not understanding who they are today.
Every team had issues, bro.
Exactly.
Who didn't have issues?
Bro, this is madness. This is madness, yo.
Who didn't have issues?
Like why does respecting Lamar and the Ravens have to mean that I hate my own team? Like why does me thinking that you have a good team mean that my team is terrible? Why does it have to mean that?
I don't think it can.
Right, it's not. Both teams are good. Like why do we have to go through it, bro? This is exactly what you've been talking about.
See what I'm saying?
This is what they draw out.
Yeah,
this is crazy. It's the Karen culture, bro. Yeah. Like this is what y'all caught up in. Y'all so confident. Y'all better hope y'all win this game, because if you don't, I'm calling all y'all out by name, and I'm going to find whatever YouTube channel y'all got, and I'm trolling y'all. No, I'm not calming down. I'm not gonna. The same energy they coming up in here with is the same energy I'm gonna be up on their channel with, and I'm gonna be all over the boys like white on rice. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out where they work at. I'm gonna be standing outside their job. Hey, let's go, Buffalo. You're like, Aaron, what the hell is wrong with this guy outside? Why does he keep calling your name? Why does he have an
I watched the show one time. He's here. I don't know why he drove down here.
Right.
Like, guys, this is a long story.
Just go to lunch. When you come back, I'll have it taken care of.
Right. I'm gonna make the news. A random Bills fan chases down all the talkers.
You just sitting in a random seat at the stadium where nobody else is there?
Right,
You're
exactly.
going to be in Baltimore. What was that, M&T Field or whatever? Just sitting there in the stadium. Nobody's there.
See, baby.
He's just like in the second level.
Hey, what are we waiting for? Aaron, he knows I'm here.
That's right.
He knows I'm here.
Bring me Aaron.
Yes.
Bring me Aaron.
Yes. Lindsay says she coming with me. Let's do it. Let's
She
do
got to
it.
the other side of the stadium, though. So it looks even worse. She got to sit like way, way over there somewhere.
Nah, man,
Looks,
listen.
you can't be next to each other.
These guys gonna feel it. They gonna feel it. Y'all better hope y'all win that game. Ooh, y'all better hope y'all win that game. Man, listen, I'm terrible when it comes to talking stuff too. Like I'm that guy. I'm that guy literally. And this actually happened this season. I was in this fantasy league, and sorry, Roy, but I'm not actually talking fantasy football. But I was in this fantasy league, and there was this guy. Like, this is my first time in the league in this league this season, and my team, I couldn't make the draft, so my team was auto drafted, right? So I ended up getting second place. I lost in the. I'm sorry, no. I ended up getting fourth place or something like that. But the whole season, I was like the number 2 team, and to start, I was the number 1 team. So I did pretty well, but they had this guy in there that was just talking so much stuff just for no reason after he beat me in the playoffs. And he had been talking a little bit of stuff after he beat me before in the regular season. And finally, I got to the point where I told him, I said, bruh, just calm down, okay? Like, it's really not that serious. I get you like talking stuff, but the game is over. Like, let it go. You know what I'm saying? And the dude he kept wanting to keep going. I said, look, I'm going to warn you. I'm too good at talking stuff, my man. It's gonna end up getting serious. You're going to get mad. You're going to start trying to find me. You're going to do all that. Like, I'm warning you right now. Just let it go. He kept going. Bruh, it got to the point where the dude was like, yo, send your location. I'm trying to hop on a plane right now. It got to the point where the dude was like trying to track me down literally. That's how bad I could talk stuff. Wow. So when I say you don't want these problems, I'm going to make you want to leave your job and leave your house and leave everything that you hold dear to come find me. I'm just telling you, just tone it down a little bit. We don't have to get to that point. We don't have to get to that place.
Yeah, so, I mean, just to go back into Lamar versus
Wait,
Josh.
real quick. Got to shout out my man Steve. Thank you very much. He said,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he said, don't be getting pulled into other fans' insecurities. Need that medium husky ASAP. All right, send me a PO box or something like that. I'll send it to you. I got you.
Go.
No, you go.
I was gonna say just to bring gravity to this game coming up. Josh Allen 609 yards, Lamar Jackson 602 yards. The only quarterbacks in NFL history with 600 yards of rushing in the playoffs.
Those are playoff rushing yards.
Playoff rushing yards.
Dang.
And I mean, I will kind of lean to it a little bit. Everybody talks about how Lamar doesn't play in the playoffs, so he has less games. But I also wanted to go and
still an indictment. Just
no.
So
I also wanted to go in and say. What else do I have? I just had a whole bunch of stuff. I did a lot of research for this one, which is dumb. Did you know that Josh Allen and James Cook are one of 3 duos in the season to have 12-plus rushing touchdowns? So the quarterback and a running back. That goes with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, I'm sorry. It goes with anybody that has 12 or more rushing touchdowns.
Right.
Also, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Now, if you go 13, the only team to do that was Philly, with Jalen Hurts having 13 and Saquon Barkley having 16.
Dang.
So we were close, but not quite yet. I had that on my docket for a long time. I just never got to read it.
Yeah.
And I also had a couple other stats that will be more appropriate when we get a little further into the weeds of this game.
I got one crazy stat.
What you got?
So, got my conspiracy hat on.
Uh-oh.
History.
Uh-oh.
Do you know that 12 years ago, the Ravens won the Super Bowl, and they scored 34 points.
Okay.
That quarterback that won was 28 years old. That was 2013.
13 seconds?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
12 years before that, the Ravens won a Super Bowl. The quarterback was 28 years old and won by a score of
Trent
34.
Dilfer was 28.
Yes.
He had the grown man here, though.
Yes. Trent Dilfer,
28 was rough in 2000.
28 years old, won a Super Bowl, scored 34 points. Flacco, 28 years old, won a Super Bowl, 34 points.
How does that happen? Like
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
is on pace. If he gets past the Bills, put it in it, the Super Bowl's going to be, they're going to score 34 points. It's happened 3 times, all 12 years, quarterback's 28 years old.
You could have waited until next week to bring that up.
Coincidental stats, baby.
Greg Rousseau and AJ Epinesa.
Yeah.
This season, stuffed 15 rushers for no gain or loss, combined for the most in any edge duo in the NFL.
No way.
No, listen, when you watch the tape, both of our defensive ends are great against the run.
Yeah.
They're great against the run.
I didn't even think they was that good, to be honest with you. Like, I know they get pressure as far as the run game. I mean, pressure in the passing game. In the run game, I didn't think they was that good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And that's the thing. See, but you got to couple that with Von Miller, who has the fastest get off in the league. People don't know that.
Even at his age?
The fastest get off in the league.
What?
Yep.
The fastest get off. So everybody poo-pooing on Von, guess what?
Yeah.
You got to watch him.
Bro, that can't be right. That can't be.
Dude, next gen stats. Fastest
He's
get
the
off.
What is he,
get off.
38?
Yeah.
No way.
He's
beating 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds.
0.6 seconds.
I don't believe it.
Seconds.
I don't believe it.
Boy, you better tell them get their weight up, dude.
The old man. Dang.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
19 pressures on 79 pass rushes, good for a league high. So he's got the league high 24.1% pressure rate over that span, the minimum 50 pass rushers, including 32.4% on third down. Von Miller, the one everybody's like, got to get out of here. No, you got to get a replacement first. Because this is quality stuff. But I think what you really got to worry about is the middle of the line. So I know Aaron said, Falele, which I'm not worried about. I'm more so worried about what Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver shows up.
Yeah.
I don't care what their offensive line does. I want to know what our middle of the line does, because that's going to be the key to this thing.
Well, yeah, and so what lends to that is this. The Ravens now know they're not going to be able to run the ball to the outside. Derrick Henry is not an outside runner. Now, them having their what's the speed guy they have, the running
Oweh?
back. No, the running back.
Hill.
Hill, yeah. Now they do have Hill, but I haven't seen them use him that much in the run game for, like specifically for outside runs and stuff like that. Even in week 4, they were doing more of that with Derrick Henry than they were using Hill.
Yeah, he was their leading receiver in week 4.
Yeah, but say
Right.
Hill does a lot of receiving out of the backfield.
Yeah. So when the Ravens were trying to run to the outside, Epinesa shut it down. A few other of our backups shut it down, right? And when you look at the advanced stats on Henry running to the outside, he's last in the league. He is not successful as a running back running to the outside. He is best used running up the middle. That's it.
I will say, good.
So when you factor that with, when you factor that with both of our nose tackles being back in this game and fully healthy, Daquan Jones is there and Austin Johnson is there, and both of these guys are guys that can take on the double team and free up Ed Oliver to use his quickness and all that kind of stuff. I just, with the technique that the Bills are going to be employing, and when I say technique, I just mean shooting the gap, getting to the position before the blockers can. I just don't see how Henry is going to go off in this game. And if Henry doesn't go off in this game, there's no way Lamar is going to be – Lamar is not a take-over-the-game guy. He has not shown that he can be that his whole career, right? He may be able to take over a drive. Fine. But how consistently has he been like a Josh, where Josh can just literally put a team on his back and be unstoppable for an entire game. We've seen Josh do that not just in the regular season, but in the playoffs. And now we've seen a year where Lamar Jackson has been his most successful. He has a 1,900-yard rusher, all pro, all everything, Pro Bowler. He's going to be a Hall of Fame running back. That's the guy he's got in his backfield with his most successful season ever. So I don't think the run game is going to be as impactful as a lot of people think it's going to be. I think with what Buffalo has learned from Week 4 and what they've typically done against Derrick Henry, we're going to be fine.
I was going to say, yes, I am crazy just a little bit, but that's neither here nor there, because I looked at next gen stats. So that's actually I didn't clock it with my hand. That was actually a statistic by Miller. What was it here? Oh yeah, I wanted to touch on what you were saying about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, even game 1, if you break down the numbers, it wasn't that big. The defense, if you had that game again, minus that first run, you're talking about 23 carries for 112 yards. Break that down, he had 8.3 yards per carry in that game, 87 on one play. The rest of the game, he averaged 4.8, which is still high.
Right.
But you got to remember too, he had 3 20-plus yard rushes in that game. 1 for 87, 1 for 39. The other one I don't remember. It was like 21 or something like that. But if you figure out how to mitigate that, now they got to play football. Not saying they can't play football. I'm not confident enough to say that this won't be the day where they figure out how to play football.
Right.
But the odds are stacked in your favor. If you get 199 yards out of one guy and you can figure the rest of the team out, that's a win.
Exactly.
If he's running for 199, they're killing the clock. That's a win.
Yep. Yeah. And then what about fatigue? Like, normally running backs get hot in streaks, right? Like 3 or 4 games they get hot and they cool off. Like, he's had 3 back-to-back good games. Is this where he peter off in the 4th?
Well, his age, his age and how much they've used him in the last 5 weeks would be a strong indicator as to, look, the dude's on the downswing of his career. This is a great season for him, but let's be honest, he's also playing next to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that makes things a whole heck of a lot easier, because you can't – if he was still with the Titans, he wouldn't be putting up these numbers. Not playing against 8-man boxes. You know what I'm saying? But to be real, he's now played 19 games. He's going on game 20, right? And he's, 30, 29?
29, I think.
29 years old, going on game 20 of this season. And they've ramped up his carries over the last 5 weeks.
Oh no, he's 30. He'll be 31. He's going to be 31 soon, but he's 30.
So 30-year-old running back, right? Now, I'm not the type of person that likes to just put a stamp on somebody and say, it's over. You know what I'm saying? He could be, a LeBron James type where he just plays forever and it's all right because he's so big and so strong and so fast. But like you said, the uptick in usage, game 20 of the season, in the cold, you know what I'm saying? Because as a running back, one of the things that you have to continue to deal with is knee health. And when you playing in the cold and that ground is harder, and you got all these guys making you bend your knees and pivot more and do all this stuff, I get how well Henry takes care of his body, but it's a whole different story. Like I heard somebody say today, Chris Broussard was like, stop talking about the weather. Man, listen, if you don't if you haven't lived here or played here, you don't know what it's like being out there in that cold and feeling what that ground feels like and getting taken down to that cold ground with the wind hitting you and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different monster. And I do think that to some degree, Henry's usage is going to catch up to him. And if it's not in this game, then it's going to be next season. Like I said, I don't think they're making it past us, but I think that's a great point though, bro.
So I'm looking at his usage right now. So pretty much this will be his, hold on, 4th or 5th. Trying to pull up their schedule real quick.
We're trying to find
how many games he's been going off in a row.
I got got it. Pittsburgh 26 for 186 and 2. Cleveland 20 for 138 and 2. Houston 27 for 147. Pitt 24 for 162.
Mm-hmm.
And then Giants games where he didn't do anything.
How many carries each game?
Bro, he's over that span that Keyshawn just said.
Oh, okay, yep.
Bro, that's 97 touches.
Yeah.
97. Mind you, that's in what, 4 games, Key?
Yep.
Yep.
He's almost had 100 carries in 4 games.
Right.
James Cook had 200 the whole season.
Yep, 207.
Bro, he's got I'm telling you, that wear and tear, especially on the running back, like you said, yes, he's crazy with his body. Yes, he does the hyperbaric and he does all that. Bro, wear and tear, bro. Like you're gonna feel it. It's gonna catch up to you, especially like you said with the cold. Yeah. The only thing, I'm not even too much think that he's gonna go off on us. The only thing that I'm worried about for the Bills is, which I hate to bring this up, but this is one that people never talk about and never expect, is turnovers. Because of the game, because of the conditions.
What quarterback should do?
That's what I'm saying.
What quarterback should
That's
do?
what I'm saying. Like, when's the last time Josh has had a turnover?
Yeah, what was that? Was it Detroit? You won in Detroit?
Man, hold up.
Remember.
To be clear, because now we got people popping in here. I love it how they are hoping Sunday is the day Derrick Henry breaks down. Nobody said anything about hoping. We said it's a possibility. Yeah, like y'all gotta calm down with this stuff, man. Like literally, we have 53 people watching us live, and it seems like half of y'all just jumping in the chat just to try and throw a wrench in the game or whatever because y'all think y'all so good.
That's what's supposed to happen.
Listen, all I'm saying is Monday. Where you gonna be at Monday if you lose?
Y'all better show up with the same energy on
They gonna
Monday.
be crickets.
I mean,
now, if we lose, they gonna be even louder.
Right.
On Monday.
Which, listen, let me say this too. If we lose, I'm gonna be just as loud as they are. I'm gonna be just as loud as they are. The Ravens came in your house, Sean McDermott.
So you telling me I don't need no notes on Monday? Sweet.
No, not at all,
I don't
bro.
need no
I'm gonna be
notes at all.
screaming at this microphone
But
the whole time.
I think that's what people do. They talk stuff. It's whether they mean it or not. It's like you said, social media typing, whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, that just means people are watching, and I appreciate people watching, good, bad, and ugly. So it doesn't bother me at all. And Monday if they come in here and take over Ralph Wilson or Highmark, one, I'm gonna blame the fans because they sold their tickets. Two,
yeah,
the Bills weren't prepared. Guess what? It ain't on me, like I said earlier. I'm not going to be the one on the field.
Right.
I could be scared or whatever. Right. I'm not on it. I can't do nothing.
Right.
So to try to attack somebody and say, you're scared or you're this or that, come on with it.
And
Just come on with it.
I don't know. I just tread on the side of caution on both sides because it's not a gimme for anybody.
No.
Right.
Like, to me, and I'll say this confidently, but I never feared the Broncos at all.
Yep, same.
At all. Like, Key, not even a little bit.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, me either.
So for everybody to be so confident, bro, this game is literally a coin toss, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wouldn't be so confident because, like you said, it's not like these are bad teams. These are one of the best teams in the AFC. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. Those are the 3. That's it. There is no other teams. Those are the 3 top teams. Those are the 3 top dogs. Mm-hmm. So you're literally going against a dog, and you're saying, "Oh yeah, it's over." I will lead on the side of caution.
2 pit bulls going. And I mean, like that. Like I said, I'm glad your wife is afraid of the cold. Yes, I said it, Christina, because when you asked, well, no, the thing is when Mel asked if one of us wanted to go to the game, I'm like, see Lamar. I mean, it's not a slight on the Bills. It's
right.
not I'm afraid, but it's an experience that you really don't. That's like going to see, not the same, but it's like I can see LeBron James.
Yeah.
The 2 guys at their height right now, the hottest court, and I can watch it in person.
This is going to be a game that we talked about for years.
I hope, because if it becomes a blowout, if it's a blowout,
even if it is a blowout, Key, they're going to be talking about it for
I'm
years.
like, I'm freezing my nips off for what? I could have been at the crib with my Labats for this. No, but I want the Bills to win. I really do. But win, lose, or draw, I'm not gonna be on the show on Monday talking mess. I'm just glad for the experience. We finally we got to see us play against somebody other than the Chiefs, 1.
Right.
And 2, the other team that might have the MVP. who's the MVP? Whoever gets the trophy don't matter because whoever wins this has bragging rights regardless.
Yo, they said that. They said, all right, I know the All-Pro was Lamar, but what happens if he loses this game? Who's going to care?
Right.
Right?
Nobody. Like, oh, you got the MVP, but, bro, you lost to Josh, who was the runner-up.
Yep.
Same thing with Josh. Like, he was in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But if he lose, yeah, you were you really in the conversation?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
no matter who gets it, who wins is going to get the bragging rights, in my eyes, right? To me, like, even if they give it to Lamar and he loses this game, he's got to deal with that. Like, hey, what year you won the MVP?
Right.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't.
The one you lost the ball. Oh, you won. Oh.
Lost to your runner-up. Got it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that they're back-to-back, like, number 1 and number 2, I know technically it's already voted, but if I was on the committee, I would have been like, yo, just wait till Sunday.
Right.
Whoever wins, give it to that guy.
Yeah. I do think they should start holding it to, you know what I mean? Like holding the final vote. Like hold the voting later.
They probably weren't supposed to tell us that. We probably weren't supposed to know they already voted on it. You know, it probably was a secret. It's a cabal. Somebody let it out.
But here's the thing: some of the other ones already came out.
Yeah.
Like Player of the Year, Defense Player of the Year is Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them they already told, but they're not gonna tell they got to keep that under wraps.
Offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year. Okay.
That's interesting. Yeah. Player of the month.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm certain he'll get offensive player of the year. He would have to.
It will either between him. It got to be between him and Derek, but he's got more. He got more yards than Derek.
Yeah, easily. Steve says, if we lose, though, I'm cool if Josh loses it, but it can't be McDermott that loses it, just saying.
I agree with Steve. I agree.
Yeah.
That's why people always ask me, to me, it always depends on how we lose the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, to me, the way it's not, if we lose the game, it's not automatically on Sean. It's not automatically on Bills. It's how you lost the game. Did you lose because you didn't execute? Did you lose because we had too many turnovers? Did we lose because we was sloppy and we wasn't playing? Or did we lose because it was bad coaching? Like, you got to look at the reason why you lost.
Yep.
Right? So, if we do lose the game, you got to look at the reason why.
Yeah. I mean, I think Aaron said something that really got to me just now. He ain't never got to me until just now.
Really?
He said the Bills will be doing their mock drafts on Monday. Bam, I've been doing my mock draft for 2 weeks. Late.
He said 2 weeks. You were already in there.
I got 3 of them done already.
You already in there.
Late.
No. Well, listen. So G says this the same energy y'all had the last time.
He remembers that?
The last time we was in the playoffs?
Last time won.
Huh?
Last time won. Last time
we played
the
them.
Ravens.
Yeah.
In the regular season or playoffs?
Gotta be the
I'm
regular
pretty
season.
sure you're talking about regular season this week
because
4.
we have a show yet.
Can y'all? Oh yeah, that's true.
I gotta go back and watch that show now. What did we say?
Listen, I put this up earlier. I wanna thank this.
Oh wow.
Thank this fella again. Where is he? Wow. Josh.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. No,
I got you. He said, "Congrats! It was week 4. The game was closer than the score. If Brady didn't call a dumbhead trick play, that game it would have been a 1-score game. Congratulations for beating up on our practice squad defense."
Right. Like who did you play, bro? You played Balin Spector. You played friggin' Dwayne Carter in his rookie season. You played.
So
you talking about Balin Spector? He probably was watching it until he just turned it off just now.
Listen. Damaris said this yesterday. He said the Ravens need to call Vegas and tell them to stop playing them games because everybody is giving the Buffalo Bills bulletin board material right now. And the last thing that anybody wants to do is give another team a reason to go out there angry. That's it. Like that to me, like the fact that these Ravens fans are like relishing this, we whooped you in week 4. Y'all need to understand what y'all doing for the Bills right now. The Bills are a completely different team as a dog. And one of the reasons why I was nervous about that week 4 game was because of how everybody around here was talking. Oh, we gonna beat the Ravens. Oh, they lost to the Raiders. Oh, they this, oh, they that. Okay. The overconfidence is what gets you in trouble. We saw that in week 4. So if y'all don't learn from us and our mistake in week 4, y'all gonna be the ones crying on Monday. Yeah. Like that's just real talk.
Okay, so I normally don't comment in the comment section, but there's one I gotta address.
Go at it. Go ahead.
Cyborg says same old Jim Kelly Bills, 3 Super Bowl losses chokes. First of all, bro, what's that? 30 years ago? There's nobody on the team from that era, even in the organization.
Most of them weren't even born yet.
Secondly, it's not 3, it's 4.
But 1, 2, 3,
4 in a row, not 3. It's 4. But like for that to be a comeback, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I like Aaron. I like the way he talked. I like that. That's cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Cyborg, bro, come on, man. Get with the times, bro. You 30 years off the mark, bro. Come on, man. You 30 years out, bro.
Oh, man.
Jim Kelly, though.
Yeah. Leak says, funny how this vaunted Ravens defense only became elite when they played the likes of the Giants, Browns, Texans, and Steelers twice. I agree. This is something I brought out in the show yesterday. I truly think – the adjustment did help. I will say that. The adjustment of putting Kev Hamilton back in the backfield and bringing up, I think it's Ardarius Washington, I think his name is, the safety / nickel corner. Yeah. That switch up definitely helped their defense because whatever they were doing before, they were getting shredded. But that's not to say that they've become they magically overnight became this elite, immaculate defense when you take into context who they've played.
Right.
Who did you play?
Right.
The Steelers completely forgot who they were on defense. Completely.
Sometimes that's all that matters, though. Sometimes it don't matter how good they are. You get in your head, yo.
Yeah. Right.
We nasty. Yeah. You know, like, you ain't beat nobody, but like, yo, you see what we did? And it gets in their head. They like, yo.
Until you play a real quarterback. Like, who so we talking about.
They even lost to Philly.
Right. and Philly is not happy with Jalen Hurts right now.
Man.
Like, nobody's happy with how Jalen Hurts is playing right now.
I am, because I saw it when he was in Alabama.
Well,
that dude's trash.
Right.
I still think he's nice, though, man.
The brotherly serve boy.
I don't think he's elite, but I think he's nice.
I mean, he might be a nice dude. I know girls say he's a nice-looking cat, too, but he's going to be exposed. If he had that defense, they'd be real exposed. And all the weapons he got. You want to talk about weapons?
Bro.
Man.
Yeah.
Bro, he got weapons on offense and
everywhere.
defense, bro.
You got Devontae Smith calling out Saquon Barkley. You see that?
Nah.
That was funny. He didn't do it. It was like on the sidelines where he I guess he didn't score. He said, bro, what the F? He said, you run, boy. You run. Get on ball now. You run. He was like, come here. You, come here. Saquon.
Can I talk about that?
Sure.
I remember I started watching in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a game where even if, like, this whole gotta watch the time, like, when did that come from? Like, you never seen a team back in the day, if they're up, purposely not score just to kill the clock. You've never seen that. When did that culture come in? Because I remember it recently with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. The reason I remember it is because this one betting was hot. Betting just came out in New York State, and it was hot. And I'm like, oh, man, this is easy. Tampa Bay going to win for sure. Key. I remember this game like it was yesterday, bro.
I think I know the play you're talking about.
They were at their 15-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
They're already up by 2 scores. Why not kick the field goal? No. Why not kick the field goal? What is it going to do? They're going to score 21 points in a minute?
No.
Like, when the team start doing that, like, you're up by 2 scores. Don't score, just why kill the clock?
No, you know what's funny? What's funny about that? Because in basketball, there's an unspoken rule that if you're up or if it's a blowout of some sort,
take your starters off the court.
No, like I've seen guys, they steal it and run down, do like some kind of flashy dunk, and like the whole game shuts down.
That's a huge no-no.
Like, yeah, you don't do that because they be ready to fight. Like, I'm like, you should have did better. Oh well, like if I'm pulling my starters off, it's because I want to protect my guys. It's not because I'm trying to save your feelings. We're all grown. You getting paid. this ain't Little League, Pop Warner, whatever. You getting paid now. You can get embarrassed if you're not ready.
Right.
So yeah, no, I don't understand that component.
But that never happened. But that never happened.
Can I ask a question?
Well, so
Okay.
to answer your question, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm messing around playing.
So I do remember the season when they started talking about that. Like the announcers started to point out, like, these teams are now letting teams score so they can have a chance to get the ball back. This might have been Romo's first or second year as an announcer, right? And I remember the focus on that really came to be a big thing. I'm trying to remember the teams, but I can't. But there was a running back who the week before this particular game that I'm talking about had run the ball in, but he tried to stop at the goal line, but he fell in.
I think I remember that. He scored.
Yeah, and he scored, and he didn't want to, and then that's when it became a thing. Like he tried to stop and go down to continue to run the clock, and he realized that the defenders were letting him score, and you know what I'm saying. So that's when everybody started talking about this wave of all these teams coaching their guys to just go down and run the clock out instead of scoring and giving these teams an opportunity to onside kick and all this other stuff. But it was right around the first and second year when Tony Romo started announcing. So that would have been when did he retire and start announcing?
He's been about 6 years.
Yeah, so right around that point is when it became public knowledge, I guess, or exposed that teams were starting to do that. I remember that being a big deal, and I kind of hated it because like I'm of the mindset like even in basketball, if you let me beat you by this much, I get to do whatever I want. Right. Stop it, right? You got a problem with it? Stop it. Mm-hmm. Don't give me the opportunity to get this extra touchdown and beat you by 70. Don't give me the opportunity to steal the ball, and like that's right around the time when coaches like who am I thinking about? I could even say Sean McDermott, because Sean McDermott is one of these traditionalist guys. All right, guys, we already hung 40 on them. We don't need to get to 50 and 60. Why not? Like, why not beat them down so bad that the next time they see us, they're going to be too enraged to think straight? Why not?
Can I ask a question? It kind of stems on that. One, did you see David come back? He said Aaron likes boy bands. Like, why does that do that to me? Like, it made me, I was dying. That's why I started laughing, because I'm like, it was so simple, yet he said, come on, I know you got posters on the wall.
Aaron, you a One Direction fan, bro?
Are these like New Kids on the Block? Is it like more of a boys backstreet instinct? But no, my question, and Ravens fans, I guess you can close your ears or not. You can answer this too, because you could tell me. But be serious, because I really want to know. What is the criteria for aggression when it comes to, I was listening to the radio earlier. They were talking about how aggressive Sean McDermott is as a coach. Mm-hmm. Now, what is that based on? Because I don't, he's like you just said, and that's what stemmed it again. That was a question on that. He doesn't want to go for the jugular. He doesn't put his foot on your necks.
Right.
He doesn't really go for it on fourth down too often. You tush push it. Yeah, you do that a lot. But outside of that, what is the market? We're one of the lowest blitzing teams in the league, and that's his defense. What makes him so aggressive is what I'm trying to really honestly get at.
So, to me, and I think this would be the best way that I could explain it. Aggression, from a play calling standpoint, as an NFL head coach, would have to mean, to me anyway, you guys can tell me if you agree, you go against even what the advanced stats say, because you believe in your quarterback and your offense. Mm-hmm. What I think Sean has done is followed the advanced stats whenever they say go for it on fourth down or go for it on 3rd and 5 or whatever game situation meets up with the advanced analytics and stuff like that. I think Sean has always been able to back his play with the advanced stats, and to me, that's not aggressive at all. To me, that's I'm following the book at that point. I'm actually being very conservative if I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Now, I think he gets called aggressive because his fourth down calls are being compared to other head coaches that just don't do it at all. You know what I mean? Those are I would say the super conservative guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with, Sean being called aggressive at all. He's been following the advanced stats.
I think to me, aggression, I can go on both sides of the ball. Like when I hear a coach being aggressive, like on defense, are they blitzing or are they sending guys? Are they constantly sending pressure, or where they can't get where they're so much on the quarterback where he can't even drop back? Or are you on the offense? Like, are you constantly taking shots? Are you constantly going for it? Like, is your punter even active? Like, aggressive to me is like you continue to push the needle. You don't stop pushing the needle.
Yep.
And to me, the most aggressive coach is Dan Campbell. Mm-hmm. Now, to some degree, I like it, but sometimes he's a little too aggressive. I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't beat I think 49ers last year is because he was over aggressive. Mm-hmm. And even a little bit in the Bills game, like what was it, like the beginning of the fourth, like he's doing like an onside kick. I'm like, you don't need to be that aggressive. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it, you want to win, but like still trust your team. So like to me, when I hear the word aggressive on offense and defense, that's what I look at. You constantly pushing that needle.
Yeah. You guys remember that guy in school that checked you in basketball?
Yes.
That was just way too aggressive on defense.
That was me.
I know. That's what reminded me of it, because I'm like, yo, you used to get on my nerves on defense.
That's all I had, because I didn't know basketball, so I'm like, well, the only thing I do is play hard defense, I guess. That's all I can do.
Right. But this is what that reminds me of in terms of what it's not, because that guy that was aggressive on defense was going all out to try and stop you no matter what.
Right.
He didn't care about what lane he was giving you. He didn't care about how well you could, how good your handle was. He didn't care if you could shoot it over his head. He just wanted to stay in your face no matter what. Right. And wherever you tried to go, there was no, I'm going to play you, with the forearm and give you a little bit of space to dribble. It was, no, I'm going to be in your hip pocket. I don't even care if that's illegal in basketball. We ain't in the NBA. Yep. I'm on your tail.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we don't see from Sean. We see from Sean, he's very calculated, methodical, fourth down calls, even on defense with taking the timeouts. Like, that became a thing in the NFL because of Sean. And even still to this day, he's one of the few coaches that still do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of coaches that just don't do it at all. And, but all that is to say, if we're gonna define what is aggressive and what should be done, especially in this game, it's you go against what you typically do on offense and defense, and you sell out. You just the idea that this needs to be a close game, a hard-fought game, a strong defensive game. No, it needs to be we score as many points as we possibly can, and when the clock runs out, let's see who's got the most.
So I think that's where I wanted to close it out. Asking you guys, what are your keys to victory in this one? Just give me 3 or 4 bullet point things.
Mine: do not turn the ball over. Mm-hmm. Can't do it. Can't afford to do it in this game. Also, somehow, some way, which I think they can, don't let Derrick Henry have a day.
Yeah.
Don't let him go crazy. And like A said, you got to score on when you're on offense. I don't want to see a lot of field goals. I want to see them tutties. So score on offense, limit Derrick Henry. Do not turn the ball over.
I love it. I think first and foremost, you have to make Lamar Jackson a pocket passer, and that's not to disrespect his ability to pass the ball, but he is less dangerous from the pocket than he is anywhere else. So what that means is our defensive ends, they need to rush him tight. They cannot rush wide. They cannot give him a lane to escape. The same way that teams are looking at Josh Allen and saying we need to squeeze the pocket on him, same thing for Lamar Jackson. Same deal. Keep him in the pocket. play coverage. You can afford to do that because Zay Flowers is not playing in this game, and typically the tight ends have not gone off on us. I do remember one game Mark Andrews had, this was like early on in Lamar Jackson's career, but still, make him a pocket passer. Second thing is you have to disrupt Henry in the backfield. And again, this doesn't mean you have to tackle him in the backfield. You have to disrupt his momentum in the backfield. Force him to shift directions, shift his feet, lose momentum in any way that you possibly can. You have the speed to do it. You have the skill players to do it. That's what you got to do. He's not going to run around you. They're not going to be able to get to the sideline and turn the corner. That's not what Henry does, and our defense is too fast for him to do that. We've proven that in week 4 already. So you make Lamar a pocket passer, you slow Henry down and don't allow him to get going, and you got yourself a pretty easy game after that.
Yeah, I think I'll go with defensive philosophy. You got to push in there, like you said. We were just talking about
Yes.
aggressiveness. You got to come out of that nickel. They want us to play nickel.
Exactly.
And I think Dorian Williams has to play a lot. If you watch week 4, Dorian Williams was on Derrick Henry pretty much every time he ran the ball. He was the one that took him down.
He had the most
himself.
tackles that game.
Yeah,
He was the leading tackler.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then we decided to just bench him. Whatever. Like I said earlier, Derrick Henry, 87-yard run. Outside of that, 4.8 yards. That sounds bad, but against this run defense, where Taron Johnson openly admitted that the defense is like, please run on us. We want you to run.
We want you to.
4.8 would be a beautiful day. And Derrick Henry, as you said, he doesn't usually have huge games against the Bills. Going back to Tennessee days, he doesn't have a huge day. He's had 14 carries, 70 yards, whatever. And he's also had huge, big games like we just saw. But you got to make him grind it out. You can't give up big chunks. Even if he does get 180 yards, it's got to be repetitive hits on the body. It's got to be, I'm cold, I'm in the snow, I'm getting scraped up, I'm getting hit every time. And the physicality. We know we're small. But if you watch the game, I don't know if you remember one of Derrick Henry's runs, what's his name, Rickard, he came up and he knocked Dwayne Smoot on his butt, the one where Dwayne Smoot kneed him in the face. He knocked, you heard the pass talk. And I ran it back, I said, who was that? I thought it was 24. No, that was 94, 290-pound man. So, Earth meets Moon or whatever you want to call it, planet violence. We have to be able to get our heads in the gaps, even if we lose the gap.
Yep.
You got to create a muck. Lastly, my thing is, like I said earlier, how the Bills play against the 12, 13, and 21 sets, because Justice Hill last time was their leading receiver, six targets, 6 kills, and I think 78 yards and a touchdown.
He's not doing it on our running backs this game. He's not. I'm sorry. Even if we go base, there's no way.
Well, if he go base, we should be okay, because Justice Hill, he beat Dorian Williams on the one play, which is fine. That's going to happen.
Yep.
But the flip side of the coin, Dorian Williams is the difference maker that Matt Milano will not be in this game.
Yeah.
You can put Matt Milano in the game if you beat him down, they got to start passing. Well,
I think with Matt Milano, they're going to have to do what they used to do with him against the Patriots, which is blitz him on those runs. He's got the speed to shoot the gap faster than any of our other linebackers, because he reads the offense faster than any other linebacker we have. So I think his ability to diagnose early, I would coach him like, just see it and go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you see it, shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Your buddies on the side of you, they'll clean it up after that. But you shoot it, blow it up, do whatever you can, because I do agree with you in terms of Matt Milano is probably going to be one of the weak links in the run defense in this game. And with his injury, even though he's got the brace and all that, I'm pretty sure the Ravens are going to want to test out how well he can get off blocks with that. And our linebackers, aside from maybe Dorian Williams, are not the best at getting off blocks.
Yeah. I mean, I offensively, we know it should be a slugfest, both sides. Yeah. So I have no keys to victory on offense. Turnovers, be damned, I think they're going to cancel themselves out. Because, like you said, Cole, I think it's going to be a turnover here, a turnover there, or a loose ball on the field, both sides, whether they recover or not. So I just hope that it plays up to the billing, and we come out on top. Either way it goes, I'll be here Monday with or without notes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what we need to do, though? When the Ravens come in, when they come out that tunnel,
bean them with some Reese's tea bottles. Yes, sir.
You know why you want to give it a Reese's tea? Because it's delicious.
Well, you got to drink the tea first and just throw the bottle at them. You don't want to waste the tea and the bottle.
Give them the Reese tea as they're leaving the stadium to go on the plane. Here you go. Here's a little treat for you.
Yeah.
Sip on the tea.
Okay, you
Reese
being
tea,
nice.
let's go.
You being real respectable and real nice. All right.
Make that happen.
All right, Lee, you get a golf clap for that one. You get.
But yeah, it's one part refreshing, one part delicious, 2 parts healthy. That's what you can expect when you have 4 ingredients in your drink. I don't even drink tea, but let me tell you, that's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head over to Reeves. Get yourself an individual or the case. Trust me, get the latter. It's worth it. What do I know? See for yourself. Reeves Tea. Click on the link in the description below. Use the code Postpodium Podcast. Let them know who sent you.
All right, you know what that means, folks. OLI is not in the house, so I am not in a rush. But let's get it cracking anyway. All right, if you're hearing that music, that means it's time for us to get out of here. Listen, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Y'all have dealt with that before, and y'all dealt with it strong today. I love y'all for that. I appreciate y'all for that. Ravens fans, I appreciate y'all too. This has been fun. It's been challenging, and listen, we here for all of that. This is what we signed up for, so let's get it going. As far as what look, I'll even ask the Ravens fans to do this. If y'all just want to give us a like or a subscribe or something like that, because we let y'all hang out with us for a little bit, for 2 hours really, that would be nice. That would be great. And also hit that bell, make that thing,
Ring-a-ling-a-ling,
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like, I will be reposting the link for our merchandise sales page. Okay, I realize that it is not an actual link. If you do want to copy that and type that into your browser, you can. That will take you right to our page, but I will get a clickable link so that you can hit that thing and get to where you got to get. Steve, if you want to hit me up separate and whatever, you can do that too, and I'll make sure you get your merch. Other than that, listen, we got memberships coming very, 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 very soon. The only thing we got to figure out is the stat show that we're gonna get going there. We got to figure out when we're gonna shoot that, so that we can have some additional content ready for you guys. With that being said, listen, we appreciate y'all being here. We're excited for the game on Sunday. We know y'all are too. Let's just get to it already. It's been a long week. You know what I'm saying? But all right, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I can say it now. I've been your co-host, Aramis.
Boy, Melly Mac.
And I bees 40 keys.
All right, that's it. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Deuces.